My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
It is 7:30 in the morning. This is the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where I am customarily waking up as this entity that is stalking and monitoring is placing a fake sun that's directly hovering. This is not just over the museum, this is hovering over the building that is the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. Remember, the entity is keeping the fake sun directly over me. So while I'm under the side, the fake sun is directly over the side. This is a separate and distinct aspect of stalking with light, this directed light. As you saw, the fake sun is over the back of the Ovitt Family Community Library yesterday morning at 10:23 in the morning after I came from the Ontario Mills area. And then you can see as I've shown you, the entity keeps directed light over the elevator and staircase for the duration of the day. It has nothing to do with the placement of the fake sun. They're distinct methods. It's demonic, surrounding with directed light, keeping it underneath the surface where I'm located, and also keeping the fake sun itself over me wherever I move, wherever I'm located. And what you're also going to pay attention to is 24 hours ago, this is also showing what is an impossible occurrence when you're breaking down these methods of stalking with light. The identification of the criminal setting where state surveillance is underway by a demon-possessed population, because this is demonic. The fake sun is directly over me while I'm at Sam's Club after I got on the Route 61 bus, which is an entire bus route where the entity's fake sun did not remain stationary. I'm capturing images. It's over on the opposite side of Hope Boulevard, as though the sun is over the Stereo City, aiming light diagonally across the Andy's Burgers and the parking lot of the B&G Plaza, remaining in front of the bus while I'm showing clearly in video and pictures. They're molesting me with directed light and the fake sun as I capture while I am in Ontario, and at 7:33 in the morning, the fake sun is directly over that Sam's Club gas area where the demon-possessed are lined up in relevant position for purposes of group stalking under a fake sun and in directed light. While they're in line paying for gas, they're all molesting me with directed light while they're driving by, a bunch of demons, sex offenders, who I documented. All right, and the entity's light source is not over let me be clear, because the entity's light source is in mutually exclusive places at the same time. That's showing what is a fake sun. The natural environment, the sun, is not hovering over the museum in Ontario, California at Euclid Avenue and Hope Boulevard, where you are also hovering over that Sam's Club, the same Sam's Club where I documented on January 21st, 2021, by the way. It's remaining at that venue necessarily so to be over my head at that same parking lot. That's not the natural environment. Obviously, yesterday at 1 o'clock, I'm at the Ovitt Family Community Library. It's not going to remain over that parking lot of that Staples, and also it's over my head at the same time in its central presence, remaining over the elevator, aiming light. This is stalking with light. This is stalking with the fake sun. And this is where the entity is keeping the fake sun when I'm here at 7:33 in the morning. That's why it was over me at Ontario Mills where I documented the P.O.C. This is the fake sun that remains over me, and it is not aiming this sort of light activity while it's over the Sam's Club in Ontario after getting on, by the way, Route 61, getting off of the bus at Inland Empire, walking up to these properties and documenting the people of the state who are engaged in group stalking. That's the pattern of conduct. The pattern of conduct is demonic. All right, and I want you to see these right here. These are diagonal shadows. This is impossible light. And at nightfall, these shadows are casting this way across the grass. I've captured that in many videos. You're looking at what is the top of this because I want you to see what is impossible light and how the entity is literally just focusing on this part of the aspect too, just engaging what is casting light in this diagonal manner. It is absolutely impossible light. It's asinine. All right, and it's just literally just aiming light on a specific area around me. This is the roof, and it's engaging what is diagonally backwards. That's the roof. All right, this is casting diagonally. All right, this is speaking to what is nothing other than a directed light underneath the surface around me, stalking with light. All right, and the entity's fake sun is over Sam's Club at this time yesterday. This is impossible light based on the presence of that light source that's in alignment with me in the same way. This mutual zenith. And at the Ontario Mills at the Sam's Club, but it's remaining over the museum where I'm just now getting up, have not gone on the bus, have not gone anywhere. All right, and by the way, the entity's fake sun, as I stated, when I'm documenting the demons that are the Ontario Police Department, then that's what they are. They're demons in a demonic environment. The sun is on the opposite side of what is Hope Boulevard, setting at the Ovid Family Community Library. That's not the sun either. And by the opposite side, I mean north. It's not going in any direction, east or west. It remains over that parking garage, over the Ovid Family Community Library while I'm exiting, aiming light over me at that park. That's non-movement whatsoever, literally moving from what's at this part of the building of the museum in alignment with what would be the street area, literally the Mestiza Cafe. That's not the sun. This is P.O.C. It's Sunday, June 12, 2022. The fake sun is remaining stationary over me in Ontario at the museum, where the people of the state are stalking. 7ZRK880, capturing images of the Ontario International Airport, sending commercial airline planes remaining on the south side of my person, crossing path audibly, hovering, and doing donuts in the sky, which is relevant positioning, while Union Pacific is a method of audible activity in that engineered light that I captured video of at 7:33 a.m. and the fake sun that's remaining over me on the side of the museum where I stand at 7:33 a.m., reminding you about my location after getting off of the bus at Route 61 on Inland Empire Boulevard and documenting the P.O.C. in Ontario, 41258L3 at the Mathis Brothers property on Inland Empire Boulevard, walking into the venues by the Ontario Mills. 7WNJ258, 8UAB753. These are demons. 8CUX657. This is the fact that they are demons, and that is a fact. They're engaging in the demonic light conduct. They are engaging in what is terrorism openly. That is grounds of prosecution for, well, and by terrorism, I mean these are demons demonstrating that condition, which is intended and designed to, it is inherently terrorizing to an American citizen that does not go around spewing out light and touching other people with it while they're stalking you in a specific environment, a demonic environment. And while they also know the fact that you're aware of it, these are all the criminal motives of the demon possessed who engage in terrorism on behalf of the state of California while they're participating and facilitating a demonic targeting system. Union Pacific and the Ontario International Airport together, you can see in still images, the train is in operation. Just as you saw in video last night as I captured, flashing directed light on the window of the museum. Union Pacific is directly engaged in what are the elements of monitoring. Union Pacific's engaged in terrorism. Union Pacific's engaged in demonic activity. And doing so with the people of the state and the entity that's acting directly, the Ontario Police Department, keeping me, again, subject to surveillance. And the Ontario International Airport using a commercial airline plane, just doing a donut in relevant position as I start walking. 8TZJ613, walking under the fake sun that's nowhere near Inland Empire Boulevard, over Mathis Brothers, over the Sam's Club. 6ZQA583, after having, by the way, gotten on a bus, okay, far away from this location, but this is the P.O.C. and this is the behavior in that environment, revealing that P.O.C. And it's the use of what, again, you're identifying Satan by a company name, engaging in that demonic system. Satan by license plate, engaging in that demonic system. 6LPK790, 8W78227, 7ZGM500, DUBEY, 7UED660. And it is currently 7:59 a.m. Again, it is Sunday, June 12, 2022. And these are videos and images captured on me. Trans Route 83, bus number 2358 is crossing path right now as well. This is P.O.C. For LUE761. Showing you images of the fake sun that's moving as I step in the direction north on Euclid Avenue, whereas the entity's fake sun, while I'm on Route 61 yesterday, is moving in the direction east on Holt Boulevard, and then south on Vineyard Avenue, and then east on Airport Drive, and then onto the airport itself, the Ontario International Airport. That's the pattern of conduct. By the way, showing you what I've been showing you the entire time, the Ontario Fire Department. Their little headquarters is in relevant position. There are a bunch of demons in positions that they're going to be snatched out of. BM 58E26 paper. Monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department. Engaging in what is criminal summoning last night as well. Monitoring with the Ontario Police Department, who engaged in, again, this is Satan that just cannot resist its what is necessarily the result. You're talking about straitjackets in federal prison. And I'm not being comical when I put it in that. In those terms, these are psychopaths, and the entity, while I'm, covering my head with my sleeping bag, preparing to go to sleep, Satan is 8C67731. That literally is Satan, so it's a demon. But Satan is, I'm referencing the Ontario Police, just engaging in, this is how it comes across, because this is literally what they're doing. They use demons' mind state. Oh, she's covered up her head, she's not recording, she doesn't have her, it will take her such amount of time. The intent is to fly over quick enough. And again, the volume is louder when I'm not recording. And they're coming across the, cutting a corner over the building and flying over my head real quick before I'm able to capture it on video. That's the concern, to engage in that just one more time. No, let me do it again. She didn't record that. This is what Satan's conduct is reminiscent of, that sort of self-dialogue of a psychopath that's stalking in that unheard of manner. And that's what the Ontario Police Department continuously engaged in. Flew over me additional time, 7W63427 by helicopter. 8HEV033, and did so overnight. That's what I want to document. And the Ontario Fire Department is monitoring with them, and they're monitoring now while they're crossing path. All right, these demons at the Ontario Town Square, just like you saw on every other day, you can call it whatever you want. The ongoing environment, which is a scientific impossibility, is showing what this demon whose license plate I'm going to recite to you right now is, and what she's doing. Demons stalk with noise. They're under a fake sun. S.I.I.S 642. It's relevant positioning. The fake sun is over the Ontario Town Square because the sun is not over me when I am getting off of the bus, maintaining a perfect zenith in alignment with me while I'm at the McDonald's at 4310 Mills Circle at the Ontario Mills. The fake sun's over the Ontario Mills Mall. It's remaining over me while I am waiting for the bus en route to this location, but yet it's at this location where I have not yet arrived yet yesterday morning. But then again, before I go there, the entity's keeping the fake sun here. And it's also doing that when I go in a different direction to Chino, California. All right, noise and engineered light. All right, this overweight Latina female is a demon. This is Satan slamming down tables on the sidewalk, stalking and monitoring, and representing the demon-possessed Ontario Police Department. Very serious criminal activity. 5MXG897. Third parties at the Ontario Town Square engaged in criminal monitoring. And it's that which is embedded into society. They call all of their festivities they call it going to work, they call it going home, they call it staying at home, they call it having a house party, they call it having some carnival. And it's criminal monitoring that's ongoing. State surveillance, it's demonic activity. 7TFJ539. It is 8:04 a.m. and the fake sun is where the farmer's market is underway. This is the P.O.C. All right, Wells Fargo, got demons stalking with light. They're also on the cameras of the Wells Fargo. RNZ707. It is currently 8:04 a.m. This is P.O.C. (26433) P3, I believe. I'm trying to see that license that clearly. See, 7XOU504. This is a demon. License 8RNZ707 is crossing path again, capturing images while he's accessing the Wells Fargo, stalking me. And you see the fake sun while he's accessing that ATM, group stalking. All right, license 19374R2. And this is license 22006H3. It's 8:06 a.m. So the pattern that I've shown you, you're looking at what is the fake sun as I'm facing the Ovid Family Community Library, and I'm showing you a demon that's pacing from the van back to their little tent. stalking, stalking their products, whatever they have. They're monitoring. First of all, this is a demon. Okay, they're in the demonic environment. This is how you're able to identify them. There's no exception. The entity is also stalking with light activity. The license plate that I already recited. They're engaging in terrorism, and it just fits into what is the event that they're engaging in while a fake sun remains over demons while doing so. This is license 55868B2, and the demons stalking with light. This is terrorism that they're engaging in, 22006H3, and they're doing so with the Ontario Police Department. That's grounds of federal prison. But what I'm speaking to is the entity that is placing this fake sun as I'm facing the Ovid Family Community Library. That's the same position where it is as I stand at that entrance and the entity places the fake sun directly over the top of my head. And that's how it's remaining at the same exact location. And then you're also looking at when I'm exiting that library that I'm facing right now, showing you the fake sun over it, in front of me, in other words, where I'm standing at the property and then it's directly over my head, which would be the case at 10 o'clock. It's also the case in the afternoon as I step out and show you that. It's also the case upon my arrival. And then you have it somehow being over the back. It's not somehow because the entity's following with the fake sun. That's how you're capturing that fake sun that is at the back of the library where I'm standing back there, and impossible light on the ground on the inside. But nonetheless, this is speaking to what our demons engaging in light activity. 80693A2. And group stalking. These are Latino males in all these pickup trucks, 99093B2. 280 the 280 North Lemon Apartments, monitoring with these demons who are lining the path with light activity, 81104R2. These are demons that do so under what is a fake sun. That is nowhere near a Sam's Club, nowhere near the Ontario Mills building. It's directly over the Ovid Family Community Library where they're stalking with light activity. Demons, all of them. This is demonic. So this is terrorism, and this is how you prosecute. And any of these that are not natural born citizens, as you document, you're going to deport. You deport them out of the country. They're absolutely unwelcome here while they engage in the violation of American citizens' rights, and then have the audacity to do so while they also know that they're being documented. It's the most un-American conduct ever, and I take pleasure in revealing that because they will be quickly and summarily removed from this country. This is an Asian male driving this F-150, stalking in the path, directed light while he moves his vehicle, and he's also using his hazard lights, which is a demon creating light activity, flashing light. So what's the iteration of that outside? Like you saw Union Pacific is in operation, that's audible activity, and then the flashing light on the window, that's what this demon is doing using a vehicle. Now, the form is that they're present because they're at the red curb and there's no parking. No, what is actually occurring, they're under a fake sun. This is the conduct of demons in that environment, who are monitoring also with communication devices. There is no form in that specific environment. It's the ability to know what the malicious entity is engaging in at all times. And that's the context, because they want you to focus on a traffic stop, but you're looking at the directed light. You're doing a traffic stop, but you happen to have multiple shadows, and you happen to engage in what is a molestation of the target individual. And somebody alleging that is referencing what is a fact, which I've established, directed light, and molesting while I'm across the field, way far away from you, and you're molesting me with your police lights, which is an impossible occurrence. There are demons that are stalking you while monitoring with the demons that I'm documenting right now, surrounding with light activity. Demonic conduct. So anyway, the entity is keeping that fake sun as I'm showing you in images. This is the same pattern. The fake sun as though is in alignment with my face, and then it's over the top of my head, and then it's in alignment with my face, and that's how you have it literally at the same exact address, beginning of the day, end of the day. And it is an abysmal fail. It's asininity. That's not even mimicking what we're talking about, the rising and the setting of a sun. It's remaining, all you need to do is pay attention, because that's not even, you're not even acting like it's a normal environment. But neither are the people of the state. 5 verse CE 558. All right, and these demons are fully exposed in that regard. So this is Satan that's surrounding. Satan's engaging in what is farmer's market. In the same way that Satan works for the Ontario Police Department, where they're also engaging in the P.O.C. while the Ontario Police Department flies around by helicopter. And they're conducting, for example, a recruiting event or farmer's market, okay, while they're stalking with the Ontario Police. It fits right in to whatever it is that the people of the state are doing. And this is how demons engage in that P.O.C. This is how the people of the state, in the state of California, this is how they engage in terrorism. And that's exactly what you're going to prosecute for. Psychopaths do that. All right, engaging in what is tormenting another while smiling on your face, trying to make $1, trying to sell your hibiscus tea to another third party as though you're oblivious to what, and they're entirely focused on you. They're monitoring you together, a bunch of demons. That's what the demon-possessed engage in. So anyway, it's currently 8:11 a.m., and I just want to document that. This is P.O.C. at the Ontario Town Square. $8CYX074 7HTD596 JWV393. It's 10:05 a.m. (7XKP 897) 6AQM 175. I believe 6AQN 795. Excuse me. This is called pacing. 8WQL 747 while the fake sun's directly over my head. Alrighty, and as I captured the light source that's over my head, this is the same exact position it was at hours earlier, where I was standing facing the Ovid Family Community Library at the Wells Fargo. Which again, this is what I'm stating to you as the pattern. This is how you're witnessing what is the absolute non-movement of the light source, in that it's remaining directly over me. As I'm standing at Wells Fargo and the entity's fake sun, I'm facing the Ovid Family Community Library. You see it over that library. I'm standing on the grounds of the library. It's over my head at the library. It has not moved. That's because this is where I remain. That's the pattern of stalking with the fake sun. 8DNA221, and these are demons who are pacing. They are also stalking with light, directed light on the asphalt while they drive around the turn circle. This is pacing. It's literally pacing because they're driving in a circle. There's a turn circle here, but you're talking about what is traffic. They're crossing paths. These are the demon possessed that are surrounding all around. It's demonic. 8HCR455, and that's where the 8DNA221 is engaged in surveillance, stopping on the side of the library under a fake sun. This is a demon that's monitoring you. All right, this is a female that's operating that vehicle. This is 10:07 a.m. Again, I am seated on the side of the library and this is where I've remained. So I'm taking pictures and I'm showing you exactly what I told you is the pattern. You're talking about what is after 6 p.m. in the fake sun. It's at the same property where I'm showing you it's above the parking structure. And that's just because I'm standing at the entrance. In the middle of the afternoon, it's directly over my head as I step outside of the Ovid Family Community Library. That's speaking to the maintenance of the light source. The entity is keeping what is not the natural environment. It is properly and appropriately referred to as the fake sun. In addition, it's revealing, again, it's also appropriate because you're revealing what is an entire fake environment. It's fake with regard to what are lies that surround it. And then upon documenting, you're witnessing that, which is the revealing of a demon-possessed population. That's where this system is underway. And the fake sun remains over me, in no way present at any Ontario mills. Again, nowhere near Chino, California. It's going nowhere near Upland, and that's because I did not go to any of those locations. And it's remaining over me in the same way that these demons are stalking. All right, this is what group stalking is, and that's what farmers market is. This is the pattern of conduct underway. It's called farmers market. These are demons that are engaging in the pattern of conduct. It is currently 10:09 a.m. All right, license group stalking in the parking garage where I showed you video of Impossible Light. You already know what they're doing. They're demons. 8WWF 780, they're engaged in criminal surveillance. 8WBA 098, 7PPL 909, and then they get out of their car as I walk in and start documenting. There is no presence of any directed light where there is anything other than that criminal system. I have captured the evidence of what is the criminal system in operation. It's in ceaseless operation with the same police department as well. 55868B2. And that's why the Ontario International Airport is sending planes over where the fake sun is over me. That's the pattern of conduct. That's what they're engaged in, criminal surveillance. 8AIW 465. This is terrorism as well. 8YCU 839, Serenity Plant. You need to know about that company. You need to know about the demons that are operating this company, engaging in state surveillance and criminal conduct terrorism. And so this is what they're doing at the Ontario Town Square, calling it a farmer's market. 19374R2. 8NCR 455. 5BJG776. And the same conduct that I captured in pictures while I'm at the museum, that's exactly what the Ontario International Airport is sending a commercial airline plane over me on the south side of my person, fake sun over my head, directed light surrounds, these demons monitoring with communication devices, and the plane is doing the same thing as I captured in pictures. They're doing a donut in relevant position, just flying over in relevant position on the south side, and then flying back, making a U-turn. I'm calling that a donut because they're engaging in what is crossing path. That's what they're engaging in. All right, they're doing so. The Ontario Police Department is engaged in criminal surveillance, participating in this, and this is the Ontario Police Department that's engaging in this method of stalking conduct. So I'm going to document this. They're monitoring while the fake sun is over my head, and they're also demons that are monitoring with the people of the state. It is 10:11 a.m. All right, this is where the Ontario International Airport is sending commercial airline planes. This is where the entity is engaged in criminal summoning. What's your name?
How you doing? I'm Corporal
You're in Laraga, badge number 80366. He's engaged in criminal summoning. What's your name? In Doriso?
Nathan DeRicio.
Nathan Doricio? Oh, yeah, that's correct. And what is your badge number?
Just
21?
Yeah.
Are you like some sort of...
I'm a police cadet.
Oh, a cadet. Wow, bad start. That's criminal summoning that they're engaged in. The fake sun is right over my head, and they're monitoring with the people of the state. These are criminals sitting around, monitoring with communication devices, sitting under their tents, calling it a farmer's market. Is this the city of Ontario engaged in criminal summoning again? This is P.O.C. It is currently 10:12 a.m. Alrighty, this is nothing other than another iteration of the same exact criminal system, the same exact demonic environment, the same exact hallmarks, the entity creating audible activity, stalking with commercial airline planes, the maintenance of a light source, which is not possibly the sun. And while it's in the same position as I captured it hours earlier, and that's what you're paying attention to, it's just over my head at the same position over the Ovitt Family Community Library, whereas earlier I'm facing the Ovitt Family Community Library and it's over the ssame Ovitt Family Community Library in alignment with me. Stalking, moving as I move with that fake sun. 8YKF280, 8KEF599, 7UGF579, engaged in criminal summoning. This is grounds of federal prison. This is how the state's surveillance and terrorism works. And the police engaging in impermissible threat, stalking at the farmer's market. 8LYB355. This is the same Ontario Police Department that is stalking by helicopter. Sitting under a tent at the farmer's market is a method of stalking, and it's an impermissible threat, and they're going to federal prison, and I documented those too. 6NBB767. License 5UCP160. Union Pacific is monitoring. It's called audible activity. Coach U.S.A. is crossing path. 7FYF096. The Ontario International Airport following as I move. That is the group stalker Delta Airlines. And the fake sun is moving as I move as well. And Delta Airlines, the Ontario International Airport engaging in surveillance, criminal monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. Again, understanding grounds of federal prison. When you're stripping down that system, you're going to deal with the Ontario International Airport. Those engaging in this terrorism using planes, they're going to federal prison. 7FHL385. 8WZN622. 6TQR598. 8ATD269. 8MXG267. 7VXE504. 81219S1. 5LMG886. 8WBE887. 7VXE504, HRIDGE, 8WBE8, 6NJH300, 5ETP852, 7VKZ961, 7SHU456, 8DSS069, 8FOY178, 7VCC840, 8BPM197, 6Y25992. These are the people of the state. They're demons, and this is how the police maintain presence around you. This is group stalking. 6TQR598, 8S41181, 5NRB454, 7HXH779, 65305Z1, 8ZVA081, 6NQH868, 78309W1, 7DNG579, 6T86312. Deport him out of the country if he's not a natural born citizen. 88769B3. He's engaged in surveillance at the Herradura de Oro. He hops out of his car, crossing path. He's monitoring. License 7KCE876 56269V1. 8BNZ138, Coach USA, crossing path again. MN417, 8NUH519, BW06A19 paper, 7THH401, XP35752, I believe, and that's KKW. License 8ZIC393, KKW is a trucking company. License GODSOG 7PIM 760-8UOE 858 7WCS 581. License 8RLZ 845 and license LOPZ 777. On the surveillance cameras at Wells Fargo, they're criminally monitoring. They're demons engaging in terrorism, directed light across Wells Fargo, where they would like to appear normal, engaging in nothing that has to do with stalking, but they're demons with directed light. The ongoing signature of Satan that's monitoring with the Ontario Police. 7TFJ 539, 8UYS 630, 288VF handicap, 5YAK 501, 7RYZ 626, 6LVZ 774, 8XPJ 914, 7KAL 488, 7W33060, 17011L3, 4YDP 441, 68696P2, 6RBB 375, I believe, 4PPL 703, 8G24919, 8ZDE 172, 8APC 605, 62096 handicap, 9AIC 774, 8WPY 227, 7TFJ 539, in case I didn't read that one already, 56345G3. It's 10:18 a.m. 8REN 958, 6XIY 642. Five MXG 897, 8PIN 234, 7W63427. Just want to make sure I read all this. All right, this fake church called Lavos, they're a bunch of demons that engage in a habit of congregating once or twice every week. It's not a genuine church. They're engaged in demonic activity. They're also engaged in criminal conduct. They're monitoring with the Ontario Police under a fake sun amongst directed light. 8HNC664, they're at the intersection of C Street and Euclid Avenue. While a demon is touching with directed light, that's ongoing evidence of Lavos. All of those are demons as well, monitoring. Engaging in criminal surveillance with this demon, 8BNZ138. License 7NRY527, 8JDW770, 7YLZ841, 8SEL481, 8SJB699, 5GGF567, 6BQH560, I believe. 7DCS340. 8ZNR 622, 5YXR 578, 7YNL 656, 7VAF 288, 8ZM, I can't really see that one, 8K KT999, CD12L99, I believe, paper. 7YQL000, 71870T2, C, 7WRL929, 8JUU926. I think I have all of those already. I don't think I have this one. 8ZRH312, RTC3110, that's a Georgia plate on a red Toyota Corolla. 8YJZ327. 8YPF 844, 8MFB 135, 288VE handicap, and 8ZIG 542, 60431K2, 6FMB 621, 8NAW 346. It's 10:22 a.m. Sure, I did so. All right, this bald-headed nappy 6ADA 104, a nappy minion, license 4VKN637. All right, she's pathetic physically, and she's engaged in stalking, which is pathetic as well. 6TXX976. Under the fake sun, which I captured video of at 10:23 a.m. It is 10:25 a.m. and I just captured that video of the fake sun that is at this time, and that's because this is where I'm at, and that's why I'm showing you the pattern of stalking with the fake sun. Remaining directly over my head, I'm showing you what is the impossibility when I am facing the parking garage. All right, and I'm exiting the Ovid Family Community Library facing the parking garage on the opposite side, and the fake sun is over the roof of that parking garage. That's how you're necessarily over the roof, because you are not beyond, you're not nowhere over the beach, you're not in Los Angeles somewhere creating some sort of illusion that it's setting off in the distance while it's aiming that light, because that's supposedly sunlight that's occurring inside of the parking garage at the same time, while it's over the roof of the parking garage, or while it's setting over the beach rather, right? And that light's occurring inside of that parking garage where the entity's aiming light underneath the structure, the entrance area of the Ovid Family Community Library. What I capture right now at 10:23 a.m. is speaking to what is stalking with the fake sun while I am at the grounds where there is no exception, a fake church. They refer to themselves as a church. Satan can refer to itself as however it wants. It is a third-party facilitating venue. That's why the light switch is over my head, and there is no exception to the ongoing pattern of conduct that I remain subject to. And they are also engaging in that with the Ontario Police, who are group stalking at the Ontario Town Square. And that's just where they're sitting under a tent. The Ontario Police are monitoring all around with 8ZOY123, 7JXM933, 8MNG987. These demons whose license plate I recited outside of this fake church, 8XSB887, they are engaging in what is vicarious presence. And they're doing so, again, in this video that I captured at 10:23. At the same time yesterday, the fake sun's hovering over my head while I'm at the back of the library facing the University of Law, College of LaVerne, University of Law. That's an impossible occurrence. The fake sun is over my head across the street from that property. It is not visible. It's not over the back of that library, visible through the window over my head, and also aiming sunlight. That's supposedly sunlight that's at some sort of angle, reaching onto the inside, creating shadows of the trees and the bushels on it. That's demonic. Okay, it's the mark of Satan. Satan's that demons who are monitoring. Okay, and this is also what's underway while you're listening to Christian music. Okay, you're getting beyond the surface, and I'm showing you how Satan operates, how this matter of public corruption is existing in plain sight everywhere that you're going. And the demon possessed are filling churches, they're filling police departments, they're filling grocery stores, in any sort of market. They're filling what are the banks, they're filling they're filling traffic. In other words, this is an ongoing society where this monitoring system is underway, and it's in violation of federal law. It's not just the fact that I'm revealing to you what is demonic activity amongst the people, it's the criminal conduct that they're going to be prosecuted for. And you're also going to prosecute for what is their demonic system. They're terrorizing people while they're a bunch of demons practicing their satanic conduct. That's also what's relevant, and you're going to prosecute for that. That's exactly what I'm showing you. That's exactly what I'm revealing to you, and that's exactly what I'm creating, what this entity is going to be used as an example for any American citizen subject to this sickness in this country. It's criminal conduct amongst a demented entity, many of whom are going to find themselves in mental institutions because this is a sickness that's appearing and it's occurring amongst the people who are closeted psychopaths, and it's not closeted anymore. And they continuously demonstrate the threat that they are to the public. It is currently 10:28 a.m. and all you are witnessing is the level of malice that a demon-possessed entity is necessarily engaged in while they are monitoring you in what you call church, your place of some sacred place, some holy grounds where you're supposedly place of worship. No, but not under the fake sun and in directed light, and there's no exception. The pattern of conduct while I'm standing on the grounds of what is not an actual church. The work of Satan is underway, and while I have documented that, this is the same street as I show in that video. That the fake sun you're talking about in the evening after 6 p.m. where the sun would not be over the parking garage, which is in the direction east, to be backwards over that parking garage. All right, vehicle 1037, crossing path. That's Ontario Police monitoring with this fake church. All right, no, I don't, like I told you last night when they were engaged in criminal summoning at the museum, while going out of their way to molest me with directed light, all you're doing is serving. They're going to federal prison for that. So I don't have a problem with sending 6 SWS 999, group stalking with the Ontario Police. They'll go in a federal cage where they belong. This is an entity that is revealing itself at this point. You're hurting yourself, because not only have I already established it, all you're doing is ongoing corroboration of how sick you are, the punishment that I prescribe, the level of malice that you are exercising, 8XLT899, and the psychopath that you are, because you already know that you've been found out. License 7TQW093, and this is the P.O.C. That's the video that I captured right now. It is currently 10:29 a.m. and the entity's keeping the fake sun over my head. All right. This is license 5FAX984, P.O.C. Just want to make sure I got that. This is 10:23 in the morning. That's Wells Fargo. That's the parking garage. We're at 6 o'clock, and I'm standing on the opposite side at the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library. This sun is more advanced west on the opposite side of this parking garage, directly over my head, on the opposite side of the street where demons are pacing inside of this fake church, than it is after 6 p.m. where I'm documenting the Ontario Police Department, who are still stalking at Farmers Market right now, where the Ontario Police Department are group stalking around on the outside of the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library, where I captured after 6 p.m. this fake sun is over the roof of that parking garage. Okay? That's not the sun. This is speaking to what is not the sun. You're talking about what's going to be backwards. Backwards meaning in the direction east, to be remaining over that parking garage after 6 p.m., which is what I just documented the other day. In addition to that, it's 10:23 a.m. You're listening to, at a fake church where demonic activity is underway, that music is called audible activity on a microphone, amplified, where demons are engaging in criminal conduct with the Ontario Police Department. There will be no discrimination with regard to the way in which I prosecute them. This fake church is called Lavos, all right? 7YXM842 is monitoring to that audible activity. This is in the private space. The minions in the, what's the name of this church?
Vos Church?
Vos Church? Okay. Yeah, they're in the private space engaging in the same exact demonic conduct under the fake sun as I captured the video, standing at the entrance and stalking in the bathroom. While this fake pastor is down there singing music to Jesus, he is monitoring on a microphone. He's a demon that knows exactly what I'm doing, by the way. Monitoring while my panties are down. This is P.O.C. It's 10:43 a.m. This is Lavos.
Give me easiness of words and let nothing dumb come out of my mouth, Lord, but only things that will edify your church and people and those that are here and those that will watch later, Father, that the words that you have placed in my heart will produce life in lifeless souls, and that new strength will come, and that new hope will come, and that restoration will come. And let your spirit come now. Holy Spirit, we give you permission to do whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, in our lives today, in Jesus' name.
They're monitoring. This is audible activity, and they're monitoring. It is 10:45 a.m.
Repeat after me. Say, eyes to see.
These are demons.
Ears to hear. A heart to receive, and a mouth to confess all the good things that you have for me.
Relevant positioning, light activity, audible
Clap your
activity,
hands for me.
P.O.C. This is the sex offender, and they're monitoring with the Ontario Police Department right now. It's 10:46 a.m. This is
For
P.O.C.
those of you who
10:53 a.m. He's molesting me with light while he's standing on the stage preaching about Samson. They're molesting with light inside of this fake church. This is P.O.C. 10:55 a.m.
was working, we might have to do a little surgery today. And normally in the surgery room it's not as loud. as it is in other places. But let God begin
Stalking
to
with light using a
take
flashlight.
out
Third
things
parties
in
are
your
entering
heart
through
that don't
the
belong
aisles.
there,
These are
because
demons who are
there is
monitoring in a
an
fake church.
enemy of your
And it's an
heart.
ongoing method of what is touching me with light.
And you will
While you're
begin
hearing
to
this demon on a
experience things
stage
in your
holding a
heart
microphone,
that you should
he's
not be
monitoring. I'm going to prosecute
experiencing.
him as a
You're
sex
going to
offender.
be things in there, but God is
He's on a
saying,
microphone. It's audible
today's the
activity. The
day
Ontario police are monitoring right now.
that when you
This is
come to
P.O.C.
me,
This is hypocrisy.
I'm going to clean your heart. David said
It
like
is, by
this,
the way,
create in me,
11:02
O
a.m.
God,
These are demons in a church
a
building.
clean
P.O.C.
heart. How many are excited? How many know that the good news is that no matter how dirty your heart is, and no matter how unattended your garden is, there is a God that sees you
It's audible
and is
activity.
ready to restore you today. Come on, somebody
They're
give
monitoring.
God praise.
These are the demons molesting with directed light.
You know,
When I'm outside on the bus,
can I give you
they're sitting inside of
little
pews
revelation of
monitoring.
what
This is
I believe
P.O.C.
Jesus does? And you know, and they have an agenda. Oh, they have an agenda. And they're not, they used to be ashamed of it, they're not ashamed anymore. And the Bible says that because he shared his heart, he didn't tell his heart, the Lord had departed from him. And then, after they seized him and they bound him, the Bible says that they plucked his eyes out. That's nasty.
Molestation at 11:16 a.m. This is directed light that's inside of her that they're touching me with. All right, this is the demon that's manifesting light holding a flashlight, and they're combining it with the demon that walks with them to a seat. These are demons monitoring inside of the church. It is, again, not a genuine church. This is demonic activity, and it's criminal monitoring. The Ontario police, obsessively stalking by helicopter, are monitoring with the VOS. That's what they call this facilitating venue. These are sex offenders. And this use of this microphone, preaching about Samson, is called audible activity. These demons are in relevant position. These are the psychopaths filling a venue. This is P.O.C.
Here's what he is saying. Be careful the things that you see. Because your eyes are the windows to your heart. And because
They're under the fake sun. This is P.O.C. Showing you still images of demons that are lining on the stage inside of this fake church. Directed light moving across the ground while he's moving his guitar. That's directed light. It's demonic activity. It's also the communication of a threat. This is terrorism that's underway inside of this fake church. Directed light moving forward and backward while he moves a garage, not a garage, excuse me, his guitar, the electric guitar. They're monitoring, okay? And these are demons that line the stage. You see them holding instruments, standing behind this fake preacher. This is a demon holding a mic, a demon behind a keyboard, demons behind the drums, demons holding these guitars, demons clapping their hands. This is P.O.C.
This is why I believe I was like weeping last night as I was writing this, because you know King David came to my mind through the story of Psalms 23 verses 2 and 3 says he leads me.
This is a demon weeping. He's acting. This is P.O.C. He's monitoring me. This is Satan. This is Satan. Listen.
And he restores my soul. The reason why he leads me, in spite of all the mistakes, he'll still take me by the hand and lead me. He won't cut you off. He won't leave you stranded, but he'll walk you to still waters. You know why he will walk you to still waters? Because it is in still water.
Operation of communication device, indirected
the
light.
only place where David could see a reflection of who he was. When thoughts had come to his mind, when lies had come into his heart, God led him back yourself, David. You were just a shepherd boy, but now you are my chosen child. I know your father rejected you.
Audible activity.
But look what I've done in your life. I have made you a warrior.
He's monitoring me. This is Satan, and he's monitoring. They're engaged in directed light conduct, pacing, and the fake son is over this fake church. And all of these demons are monitoring together. This is demonic activity. This is an eye-opener. This is what you need to understand. It's not what he's saying. It's the creation of audible activity in the environment.
I hear God saying to somebody,
He's talking about God while he is serving Satan. This is the P.O.C. It is 11:25 a.m. That's the psychopath that are the demon possessed. It is, this is called again, levels. Satan engaging in congregating, engaging in what is religiosity, engaging in the sex offense, monitoring in a bathroom, following to the bathroom, engaging in what is ongoing criminal monitoring with the Ontario police who are stalking right now. So I'm showing you what is no exception to the venue. It's underway right now. And these demons are focused on me while they're engaging in playing church. P.O.C.
uses your failures.
All right, I'm showing you what is, first of all, demonic activity and what is not a genuine church. Church is just a word, it's just a label. It doesn't mean anything. You're talking about with regard to the use of any demon, any minion, all right, any organization that can label itself accordingly. But again, with regard to the criminal system, the same demon-possessed agency, the Ontario Police Department, what do you think they're doing? While I'm sitting inside of this venue where the fake sun is directly over my head at the entrance, where directed light is moving about on the walls in the dark. All right, where demons are walking up in and out of the aisles and doing so with a demon using a flashlight. And his form is that he's escorting somebody to their seats. They're demons that are stalking in the path with light activity, the same exact elements of monitoring occurring on the inside of a church. At 11:36 a.m., where I just stepped out right now, capturing images of this fake preacher, this fake pastor. This is Satan holding a microphone, talking about the Bible. Okay, that's audible activity. It's amplified on a microphone. It's helping the Ontario police who are monitoring on an ongoing basis as the P.O.C. has already been established. This is also the same exact venue where I'm showing you the fake sun over me. Guess what building is over on the opposite side of the parking garage where I'm showing you the fake sun that's remaining between the hours of 8 a.m. after 6:30 p.m. where I've captured video and images as of late. This fake church right here is on the opposite side of the same street. They're monitoring. All right, and the light source is directly over my head at 11:36 a.m. and I picked that specific time to show you what are demons that fill this venue, what is criminal monitoring that's underway, demonic activity inside. That's what's so despicable about Satan. They're standing on mics and using instruments while they are engaging in what is monitoring me. The criminal monitoring system, group stalking, is demonic activity. And Satan is calling itself a church, talking about the Bible, engaging in criminal activity. That's what I mean by listen to what Satan is saying. Satan is monitoring. License plate 7JQJ110, 7JQJ1L0, I believe. 1386382 at 11:36 a.m. The fake sun is over my head at this entrance. This is exactly where I stood at 10:23 a.m. by the way, and then I entered this fake church, and I'm subject to monitoring while my panties are down. That's what that fake preacher was engaging in. That's what those demons are engaging in while they're clapping their hands. And while they're using their cell phones, repeatedly going off inside of a church service. That's a no-no, by the way. Okay, that's a no-no. But you know why that's not a disrupt? Why everybody's acting like it's not an issue and it kept going? Because they're monitoring. It's necessary audible activity creation. While the entity is engaging in multiple acts of directed light. And at 11:36 a.m., while the fake sun revealing what is their condition in the criminal system that I'm subject to inside of the walls of a fake church, the sun is not over the entrance of the Walmart in Upland, California, which I captured at that Walmart in Upland, at Foothill and Benson, upon my exit of that Walmart. This is the pattern of what is Satan that is stalking using a people, and those people include those who sit inside of buildings calling it a church, all right? 9BCE264, and that is, again, the psychopath. All of those demons were in there, and let me be clear, all of their third eyes were focused on me while they're looking at the pastor, while he is talking about the Bible, while they're holding instruments and singing words of praise, 8KAU999. Those demons know I'm present, and that's why they're engaging in what is demonic conduct, entirely focused on me. That's the P.O.C. The fake sun is over the building. It's a scientific impossibility. These are all of the hallmarks. And by the way, the well-documented stalking conduct by law enforcement, the Ontario Police Department, remains underway. And there is no reasonable argument suggesting that it stops. So what you're witnessing is, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, they're stalking and monitoring inside of the church. That's exactly what I just captured for you. That's how you need to understand what is demonic activity, what is no limit or exception. Alrighty, license 8HTV358, 7WGW394, 7NSL226, PYZ4584, that's Texas. These are the same minions, the same exact system. When they are crossing path, walking out of the doors of a church, and they're molesting my body with directed light. And then they sit their behinds in pews in a church and call themselves believers. You can call yourself whatever you want. I'm going to prosecute you based on your criminal activity. And that's a matter of objective evidence, because that's not possibly the sun over my head in front of your venue. And this is also not a light that's occurring from a flashlight or light that's occurring ricocheting off of your guitar, really, Satan. That's what's going on the stage while they're engaging in terrorism, preaching the Bible, singing songs of praise, how I love Jesus, while you're serving Satan. That's how Satan operates. That's evil. That's what you need to learn. 8ACR500, 130P16, Nevada, 7LDV338, 8YAM070, 7RIJ693, 7CLT948, 6LNZ704, 5MQD086, 7MVC702. Eight CBP197, 8KCK641. This is the same entity that physically attacked me with the Ontario Police Department. It's not different because the venue was calling itself a church. This is the same demon-possessed population. 8UHV987, 7CSP789, 5JVJ903, 6WZP721, 8X94395, 8EUR884, BN33M44 paper, 7ZNS965, 8PNX353, 6FAE075, 8ZZB341, CDO3S89 paper, 9AZM929, 8EAR579, 8SVH551, 7NUM747, 7PAF552, 7KTG831, 8XXC173, 6YFR181, 4XUH664, 7JND031, 6WRS817, 8XVM482, 5FJC411, 8SOD286, 8MQU079, 7JSR504, 6FVW902, 8KUD526, 64385Y1, 30747C3, 7NEA667, 8WME821, N363PO, 8LDN742, 7GBV683, 8TOJ942, 6WHA656, 7EOE133, 9ADR304, 8YRL227, 8UDF688, 7YFP935, 6MJU752, 8PRH155, 7HDB871, 7KLT438, 8UHV987. As the Ontario International Airport is flying commercial airline planes over me, guess where they're flying in relevant position to? This fake church that's monitoring. 8BTT609, 8VLY372, 8XQY200, 8VEL534. These obsessed stalkers that go to the extent of remaining stalking in bathroom stalls, stalking and hovering over me while I'm sleeping, following me in helicopters and airplanes. We're sitting in a church right now. So I'm letting you know where there is no exception to this demonic system. That's exactly where Satan is sitting. That's exactly what Satan is doing. In the most hypocritical manner, the most nauseating manner. You're talking about the Bible, Satan. You're talking about scripture, saying the name of Jesus while you're monitoring me, stalking me, because that's why the specific environment is present. There is no exception. None. And neither will federal law treat it any differently. Okay, 8RMA792. This is what you need to understand about this system of public corruption, about what is this demonic system, this terrorism. Well, there is no such, there is no existence, there is no such thing as some exception. It's occurring everywhere, all the time. State terrorism. 8AMU736, 8AMU786, 6YGU960, 7ZYE925. 6ZQA 530. 8UUN 116. Yeah, 6ZQA 530. 8UUT 815. 7BLZ 263. 7XUA 393. BTZF 471. 7MO6 174. 7JBP 154. And they're stalking now. That's exactly what they're doing inside of the church. License plate. 6WA7TH paper. Eight NRG 056. But I think I read that one already, so I'll make sure I get these. I read that one. This license is BV78A84 paper. 7UTV767 is stalking in the parking lot. Just driving toward me as I'm walking in the street. 7NSL226. 8LBK972. License 8XAY933. 7CMK928. 8WMV495. Alrighty, it is currently 11:46 a.m. This is P.O.C. Just want to show you impossible light. This is my shadow that's appearing right here. Can you see this? Just want to make sure you see that, because this is called impossible light activity. While demons coming out of that fake church, while the fake sun is above my head, where there is no exception to that pattern of conduct, which is revealing their condition, holding their phone while they're focusing their vision on the blue Tacoma truck, they're monitoring. And that's why you have this impossible light appearing again, the pattern. Light on a wall, where is this coming from? You see this? This is demonic. Satan fills that venue where they were monitoring, engaging. All right, I captured at 6:42 p.m. This is the Ontario Police Department that has been repeatedly flying over by helicopter. And like I said, this is already revealing to you what's a demented state of mind by this corrupt agency that's engaging in group stalking. You're talking about what is sick on its face. You're clearly sick when you're stalking, and this is revealed. This is fully documented what the Ontario Police Department is engaging in, what the system of group stalking is, because this is what they were doing to me in Fontana. They were doing this in Los Angeles. This is what they're doing everywhere that I'm documenting the P.O.C. The Ontario Police Department has been engaged in repeatedly flying over by helicopter while I am essentially ignoring them. And this is the conduct of demons who are looking for a way to try to bother me. That's what they were doing. I want to be clear, they're also engaged in criminal summoning. So I captured a short video because the video cut off, but you can see the Ontario Police there. The entity was amplifying super loud activity. Remember, it's demonic activity. What you're hearing is actually demonic. It's not the normal level of volume of anything. And so the entity it's extraordinarily loud, audible activity. The entity has been engaged in repeatedly flying over by helicopter, sounding sirens, while the demon-possessed, when I take pictures of them sitting around underneath on the side of the library, they are monitoring, as I've already shown you, but they are definitely monitoring. They engage in harassment with the entity, walking by me, and then the entity sounds sirens at the same time. This is an entity, these are demons who want to engage and bother, even when I'm disregarding them. I'm on my phone. I'm not even capturing more and more and more videos. They're fully documented. They're going to federal prison. The case is already complete. Do I need more documentation about how corrupt and how much of a stalker the Ontario Police Department are? No, I don't. But you can see the directed light on the sidewalk. Okay, I'm walking around, and the video cuts off as I'm continuously walking, but you can see the Ontario Police flying in helicopter, trying to hurry up and turn the corner in that helicopter because they know I've gotten up, but they've been engaged in repeatedly flying over me and doing so while they don't get a reaction from me. It's not a reaction when I'm capturing them on video. It's documentation for your prosecution when you sit in federal prison for years and you're not getting out. But like I said, you're dealing with demons. That's an aspect relevant to their condition, demon possession. And these are demons that are also, again, craving attention. This is relevant for how you're analyzing, okay? Craving attention. They're scared to death when I'm documenting their pictures and getting their license plate, but then at the same time, when I'm minding my business, sit on the side of the library and not getting up every time you're flying over, flying over me, and the Ontario International Airport doing the exact same thing, okay? And again, the amplification of the audible activity is increased. These are demons that are seeking attention from me. They're seeking and engaging in an effort to try to bother me. Satan is a stalker. All right. And Satan has been prosecuted. Everything that you sought to maintain as a secret, you lost in that a long time ago. And everything that they're engaging in, I've alleged it. And then I also established it by documentation. They've already lost the case. You're sitting around waiting for the day that you're going to be prosecuted in court. That's literally what the entity is doing now at this point. And so you're engaging in ongoing stalking, which is already proven as a fact that you're engaging in. And now you're just doing it because you are, at the end of the day, this is demonic. And Satan is seeking a reaction. Satan tries to bother. All right. Satan is pathetic. That's what they're doing. And so I just want to I want to document this on my podcast. That's the Ontario police running away from the camera while you're looking at what they are doing on an ongoing basis following. I'm at the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. Everybody that I documented, and let me be clear, the fake son remains over that fake church where I was documenting that fake pastor, Rocha. He is monitoring, and he is monitoring under the fake sun this morning. That remains as I exit the Ovitt Family Community Library. It's on the directly across. You're looking at the parking garage that's between that fake church and the Ovitt Family Community Library. The fake sun remains there as I take pictures exiting at 4 p.m. That's the same location where the fake sun was this morning as I captured it during the 8 o'clock hour. All right. They were engaged in monitoring with that same Ontario Police Department that I captured 6:42 p.m. flying over by me, engaging in what is demonic conduct. The volume level of that helicopter is extraordinarily loud. The Ontario International Airport doing the same thing. The volume level of those planes is extraordinarily loud. It's demonic activity. It's not the actual sound of the train. Understand, this is demonic. And so I just want to document that. This is a video that I will publish on the phone that was destroyed by this entity that's stalking me by helicopter. That's the phone, and the video cut out, but I was able to capture that, and you could see clearly the Ontario police flying over me. You can see the directed light on the ground, okay? That's no light, that's no sunlight whatsoever. The sun will not be present. I showed you 8 o'clock in the morning. It's at the it's over the Ovitt Family Community Library, and then as I stand at that entrance that I took a picture of with the fake sun, then you're looking at the pattern. It has gone nowhere. It's over my head. As I step out after 4 p.m., first of all, actually, let's go before 4 p.m. I go across the street on the opposite side of the Ovitt Family Community Library, and the fake sun's over my head as I capture at 10:23 in the morning, at 11:46 in the morning. And then I go back across the street to the Ovitt Family Community Library, and it's over my head, and it's over my head again at the opposite side at the same entrance where it was captured during the 8 o'clock hour. And the fake sun is over my head at 4 p.m., which again I've already shown. This is what I captured last week, where the entity was stalking the Ontario International Airport, stalking me, engaging in demonic conduct, waiting for their prosecution in federal court, used as what is a template, because you're talking about what is going to be a breakdown of that international airport. You're talking about engaging in terrorism, and it's facilitated by an airport. And they're engaging state terrorism, stalking me with airplanes, and they are going to federal prison for that. It's demonic activity, though, the entity turning up the volume, trying to engage in what is bothering me while I'm literally disregarding, saying, my documentation is already published on the website. My documentation is complete. It's been complete. And the entity is engaging in what is trying to bother me. These demons walking by, the entity will sound sirens at the same time. Those are the demons that were sitting inside of the Lavos church, a fake church. Those are the same demons when I'm on the bus, and every single last one of them driving by, which is speaking to a system, indiscriminate, no exception. Those demons were sitting inside of a building that Satan calls a church. Okay, that's the P.O.C, and these are these demons that are walking by me, trying to engage in bothering me. Satan can't bother me. This is what I'm saying, how pathetic it is, though. So I just want to be clear. That's relevant to the mind state that you are also probing into. You're also honing in on that because you're talking about mental institutions, psychopaths, the demon-possessed population, the threat to the public that they are. As you see the Ontario police still stalking, fully aware of the fact that it's being documented, seeking to engage in terrorism while you are you're seeking to engage in terrorism when you're stalking by a helicopter. You're seeking to engage in terrorism when you're stalking by helicopter and you know that it's being captured on video. You are also seeking to engage in terrorism when you know you're actually fully defeated and you know the confidence with which I necessarily have because you're fully documented. And I know with regard to what is your condition, and this is spiritual warfare, which Satan has lost. I'm just going to speak the truth to you right now. And Satan knows that it's defeated. So you are also seeking to engage in what is terrorizing somebody while you are literally just trying to hopefully in your own demented mind state, you're hoping that it'll bother me. That's what Satan is seeking to do while sounding amplified volume of plane activity. That's what all of these demons are doing walking around. They're all stalking me. They are literally in that cartoon environment. So you're going to look at it's a very short video, and but it's pattern is captured. The directed light is on the sidewalk. The fake sun remains here. And it is the entity, the Ontario Police, that's stalking by helicopter. And I want to make sure that it's clear. This is the entity that I documented engaged in criminal summoning. As I read those license plates, that's exactly why they're going to federal prison. Because that's exactly what they're doing when the Ontario Police is stalking, engaging in criminal summoning, and they're crossing path in their vehicles. They're engaging in what is harassment and monitoring together. They're going to federal prison, and that's why I document them on my podcast, and I'm identifying them, because that's the deliberate malice that the demon-possessed population engage in. And the necessary punishment for that is you're going to spend time in federal prison. You're going to have plenty of time to think about me behind bars. Because that's what they're doing, and that's how pathetic it is. Now, I am showing what is pathetic because I am the one that is called to reveal it, to expose it, to prosecute it. This is torment, psychologically seeking to inflict torment to the ordinary target individual who was subject to this, one who was subject to it and did not have, any way to enforce their rights. One that is foreseeably driven crazy, not crazy, but driven crazy. These are the type of results that reasonably result when you, these are the types of result that reasonably occur when you're engaged in this sort of sick conduct that the Ontario Police Department are engaging in. That's Satan, that's demonic. Understand, that's terrorism, by definition. That's what the people of the state are doing. That's why they're going to federal prison. That's why they are going to mental institutions. That's why. And that's the threat that they pose. So I want to make sure that that is vividly clear. I want to make sure that that is underscored. That's what you are paying attention to when I'm capturing yet another video of the Ontario Police, that's what they've been doing. So they're so thirsty for attention. So I captured another video showing you what they've been doing all day long. When I'm sitting inside the church, the Ontario Police Department is on that microphone talking about Samson. Talking about hallelujah, praise the Lord. That's the Ontario Police Department on the microphone, which is audible activity and directed light, pacing around me in those pews, pacing around, stalking in the bathroom inside of that church, and then following to the Ovid Family Community Library where the Ontario Police remain surrounding. And then the Ontario Police is acting directly, flying over my head again by helicopter. And doing so because they want some sort of reaction. You're not getting a reaction, you're getting a prosecution. So, that's what I mean by a psychopath. You want to be documented by that? That's relevant to the mind state. That's why they're going to you're talking about mental institutions. Necessary. I'm telling you about the mind state. I don't even have to tell you, but I'm providing you with an ongoing analysis of what you are looking at with your own eyes. What you necessarily know about what your criminal conduct as is being documented. You want that to be known. You clearly are asking for a result that you did not count on, but it's going to happen. You're going to federal prison. You're going to sit in mental institutions. It's currently 6:53 p.m. and this is P.O.C. Hovering, stalking. With the Ontario Police Department. They're flying right over the top of this apartment building, stalking, remaining on the south side of my person. Repeating it again, as I document on the podcast, seconds later, the Ontario International Airport flies another plane right over this apartment building. This is a senior citizen apartment complex. They're hovering by helicopter and commercial airline planes and amplified audible activity. They're doing so in what is directed light. Monitoring with the people of the state, sitting on the benches, engaged in surveillance, sitting around in relevant positions. They're living there, monitoring. They're walking around. That's a demon pacing. Okay, stalking. All right? This is the P.O.C. This is group stalking. That's why I identified many on license plates. They're going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. It is currently 7:53 p.m. Again, Ontario International Airport stalking me right here with the Ontario Police Department. The people of the state, their ongoing stalking conduct. All right? And that's what you witnessed today while I'm inside of that fake church across the street. That's what the people of the state are. That's what they're doing. That same system remains underway while I was inside of that venue. Okay? These are demons who are pacing on foot, stalking in plain sight. This is impunity, and this is why I document them with license plates, because they're going to sit in federal prison. And I want you to see them. This is P.O.C. Plain criminal conduct with the Ontario Police, stalking them by helicopter. You can look to the left and right all you want, Satan. That's why the entity's stalking by helicopters, because minions like you're going to sit in federal prison. And you're engaged in criminal conduct with everybody else that's documented. Have fun, Satan. Have fun. That's called harassment. I'm glad you're glad, because I'm going to play this tape in federal court, Satan. You will care. You're a bad actress. That's why you're over here stalking me. You need to get on a treadmill. That's P.O.C. 9AKZ 816. It is 8:24 p.m. 5TLZ 729. This is ongoing stalking, group stalking, and I'm documenting, identifying the entity. And I documented on video the Ontario International Airport, as I stated, was the case, hovering over the 280 Northland apartments on the south side of my person, amplified audible activity, which is harassment while they're engaging in demonic conduct, and also documenting what is harassment by the entity that's stalking the people of the state. So I am approaching what is a stalker who is monitoring me obsessively. This is the same entity attacking. This is the same entity stealing my property. This is the same entity that's molesting, stalking with directed light. These are demons, and I'm capturing them stalking in plain sight on this video. And this is the entity that is stalking with the Ontario police. This is the Ontario police that's harassing while they are. That's how you're witnessing the psychopath, by the way. She's shrugging her. You'll see her in the video. Okay, these are the demon possessed, and I want to be clear. That's the malice of these demons that are engaging in this P.O.C. But see, these demons, this stalker is already surrounded with evidence, but the pattern of conduct is that this is the conduct of demons who are stalking American citizens, who are engaging in what is the big lie. In other words, the American citizen that is alleging it and doesn't have evidence of it. And so you're talking about what is also criminal defamation that this entity engaged in, as I'm encountering this demon who's stalking in plain sight. That's federal prison. And you're also witnessing these are demons who are engaging in impunity while you're looking at their, looking like she's perplexed, like, what? This is not, she's not perplexed, this is Satan. This is a demon that is stalking and does not, this is what they usually engage in when there's no evidence. The entire system is laid out. You're witnessing Satan in action. That's documentation of what is harassment and terrorism by a demon-possessed entity. It is the Ontario Police Department stalking day and night by helicopters, demon-possessed police officers looking to the left and right like they're perplexed. Okay? That's the pattern of conduct. That's what I want to be clear. That's what I captured on video. 4NEA875, and you hear me confronting Satan, because that's what these are. These are demons who are engaged in obsessive stalking, and they're also surrounded by evidence. So ordinarily, you're witnessing at what is defamation, by the way, somebody who is understandably going to be disturbed, if you will, while they're confronting those who are stalking them everywhere that they're going, but they just lack the evidence, and they also lack the well, actually, Title 18 actually exists on the books, but you're talking about what is foreign in and of itself. Foreign insofar as not 8 VER 247 criminal summoning. They're stalking with the Ontario police who blurped a siren while that demon then drives by. That's federal prison, and this one follows 8NXE 280, the same entity engaging in what is harassment with them. These are demons. 4 VVC 766. And then they willingly go to federal prison for that. That's perfectly fine. That's where they belong. And this is what I'm speaking to. It is it's no question with regard to what is necessary. And this is the entity that's engaging in that harassment as you see it in video. And the entity is ordinarily engaging in this against one that is not armed with evidence, while you are then depicted falsely as suffering from some mental incapacity. 8XYF751, that's what you're witnessing on that video. Federal prison for them. All right, Union Pacific is additional audible activity, but let me be clear, the entity is stalking by the Ontario police, and those demons are stalking on behalf of the Ontario police, and they're doing so in real time while they're listening to what I am stating about the psychopaths that they are, looking perplexed in this video while they're stalking. That's Satan. License 8ROK437, federal prison. That's a Latino male. And so that's what I captured on video. And SWAC 328. And you're witnessing the personality of Satan. You also witness the personality of Satan when I sit in Satan's church, and they're screaming out the name of Jesus and talking about scripture, and they're engaging in what is demonic and criminal. That's witnessing the personality of Satan and being in the presence of evil. And you're talking about what are psychopaths that are stalking the wrong person. I'm the wrong person because you're already surrounded by evidence. That's why they're going to mental institutions. This is malice. This is psychopath conduct. Okay, and 90120A1, and this is on behalf of the Ontario Police, and they are clearly still stalking via the people of the state. They're engaging in what is harassment, and that's exactly what that is evidence against the entirety of that entity. And I also want to make sure that it's clear, because that's why I'm giving you ongoing analysis of what you will hear, because I publish my videos on the podcast, and what you will see, because my videos are published on my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. And this is Satan that is looking perplexed as I'm documenting their obsessive stalking. They know exactly who I am, a stalker that is then acting like outwardly, unpersuasively, because this is not the ordinary scenario of group stalking where the target individual doesn't have evidence. This is a psychopath. This is Satan that's surrounded with evidence. You're witnessing what is the system of group stalking. It's designed to result in what is defamation of the target individual. It's evil. 8JVL217.
You're talking about in the face of hundreds of videos of the Ontario Police stalking. That's exactly in addition to what I captured today. The Ontario airport stalking by planes. And you are engaged in the same exact P.O.C. These are the demons molesting with directed light while I'm on the bus, while I'm inside of Dunkin' Donuts, while I'm inside of Starbucks, while I'm inside of Stater Brothers. Okay? They're engaging in what is a very clear and well-established pattern of conduct, looking perplexed in that video. Only fooling themselves, showing you what is the face of evil. All right? That is Satan in operation. The same demons that are, and by the same demons, I mean the same demon-possessed entity that is stalking in helicopters, which Amazon Prime is present, engaging in light activity on behalf of the Ontario Police Department, who's also in relevant position. All right? Amazon Prime is group stalking with OPD, who's at the opposite end of the same street, 97580H3. And Ontario Police hop out of their vehicle the moment that I walk to the intersection. They're stalking me. They know exactly where I'm at and what I'm saying as I'm saying it. License 3NBD558, and those third parties that are captured on video, they're going to federal prison, but it's also documentation against the entity. It's also informative for you. You need to witness Satan. License, this sex offender is 7PJN461. And this one as well, touching as well, on behalf of the sex offenders, 8XYF751. They're all sex offenders engaging in what is harassment with directed light. While you're looking at that demon in video, looking to the left and right, like Satan doesn't know it. That's why she was addressed in the way that she was. I have no respect for Satan. Satan is a treacherous, sex offending, obsessed stalker, and that is personified in the demons that are the Ontario Police Department. It is currently 8:31 p.m. and this is documentation Amazon Prime. We're talking about companies that shall cease to exist, companies that are not too big to remove from existence while they're engaging in state terrorism and stalking with the Ontario Police. This is 8:31 p.m. All right, just captured video, and seconds later, the Ontario International Airport is following up with a plane, large plane, remaining on the south side of my person, flying over Metro 102, where Amazon Prime was stalking with light activity, and the Ontario Police Department in relevant position as well, over what is the fake moon right over my head. I want you to hear that. Understand that's federal prison as a result for what is the Ontario International Airport. You're going to break through with, you're going to do an entire breakdown of that airport where terrorism is underway. They're following at the to the location. I'm not near the 280 North Clement Apartments. Okay, and monitoring with the Ontario Police is 8XDT281, group stalking in the parking lot where the Ontario International Airport is flying directly over me. They are stalking. And they're doing so with the OPD, who I just captured on video. That's federal prison. They're engaging in surveillance with the police. That's federal prison. 8RSE885, 5WSN075, 5CGX505, 7LLP200, 8XMG980, 7R75238, 7HPB691, 9AQA367, 799M29, that's Nevada. All right, and what I captured on video, what Amazon Prime is doing is stalking with light activity. In the specific environment, I'm showing you my shadows that are standing side by side next to each other. I'm showing you what has been the variation of that shadow conduct as I and standing in one shadow's right in front and another shadow is taller. They're vacillating in size and they are also multiple shadows. That's impossible light activity. This is the demonic environment. Demons stalk with flashing light in that environment. That's what Amazon Prime is doing. Their form is that they're delivering a package. And what this demon is doing is stalking with light activity in relevant position while directed light remains, and they are stalking with law enforcement, doing so under the guise of what is using their business, that logo. That's why you're going to prosecute civilly and criminally. And like I said, any other operation, you do not have any right under the Constitution to operate a business, which is what Amazon Prime is doing, using its planes engaging in terrorism, using its demon-possessed employees who are operating these vehicles, stalking from place to place, hopping out at any venue. That's what you're doing. You're delivering a package to a facilitating venue while you're engaging in the elements of monitoring. Understand what is underway. It's demonic activity. That's what's underway. And that's what I captured. That's what Amazon Prime is doing with the same Ontario Police Department officer. The same police department and the same exact demon that I captured stalking in the video. And I published that video again because you're looking at what is the fake sun that's over me at the Lavos Church. At 10:23 in the morning, guess what? It's in the same position at 6:10 p.m. while that same demon-possessed minion is sitting inside of the police vehicle, that Latino male who I captured, and that is Satan that is wearing a police uniform. Okay, he is engaging in what is ongoing criminal conduct. You're talking about, yes, he's already done with it. That's impunity. They sit in federal prison even longer. All right. You are doing nothing but stalking. You're utilizing your helicopters and stalking me day and night. And you're listening to every word while I'm documenting you. This is speaking to very, very serious mental issues. This is the reality of the demon possessed. That's what you need to understand while you're witnessing what I'm documenting. 9AHV333, 9AQC549, 8TVZ441, 7ZER967, 8UUR523, 8EVW766, 38695, and 1. And it is 8:37 p.m. So that's a video that I captured leaving from the side of the Ovitt Family Community Library, where the Ontario International Airport maintained planes, as you saw in the video that I captured, hovering right over that apartment building, which is on the south side of my person, hovering right over the roof of that library, of that apartment building, senior citizen apartment building. And the entity is then following as I walk, as the entity is following by Amazon Prime, a third party, following by demons who live in relevant position while an entity is stalking you with an environment. They are stalking where they live, and they're engaging in facilitation while they are in that environment where they are following you with it, including with the police. All right, this third party that is monitoring, stalking, 9AYN241. That's federal prison. The Ontario police are remaining in the perimeter. The Ontario International Airport is monitoring with him. He's engaged in criminal surveillance, ongoing terrorism. 6ARD667, 5BHU306, 7PWV123, 8JJJ603, ROB3KKD. Engaged in criminal summoning last night, engaged in criminal summoning right now. 5JOR477, 7RQX108, 6PXA523. Ontario police at T-Mobile, that's criminal summoning. They're just lighting up their lights, which is what they engaged in last night in directed light. 6EEF870, 7PWV123. Alrighty, and so I just want to be clear, while the entity engages in this conduct, this is the same criminal conduct that remained underway inside of that fake church, as I documented the name of that demon-possessed minion that calls himself a pastor. He's not. They were demons on stage. Demons singing about the name of Jesus. Demons engaging in criminal conduct with the Ontario Police Department. Literally while using that microphone, while aiming directed light, while molesting with light, stalking while my panties are down in the bathroom inside of that church. The Ontario Police Department were engaged in ongoing monitoring, just as is the case right now. 8JSV330, and I think I read these already. It is 8:40 p.m. Alrighty, and I'm showing you what is surveillance, the maintenance of presence. You have a minion that is engaging in criminal monitoring. The Ontario police are using their vehicles. Those are demons that are stalking with light activity. So it's Amazon Prime doesn't have police lights. They have hazard lights. They're demons stalking with light activity. The Ontario Police Department used the vehicles on their lights. They're demons creating light activity. Molesting is license plate 8URU534. All right, and this is speaking to, again, the entity that is documented on video. This is the same exact pattern of conduct, and Satan looking perplexed while I'm documenting and getting a close-up of those demons' faces. And this is the pattern of conduct that they're engaging in. So you're witnessing, again, psychopaths. Okay, unpersuasive to everybody observing. This is the exact criminal system underway, and you're looking, who's confused? Nobody's confused except for Satan with regard to how rapidly they're going to find themselves in federal prison. Alrighty, this is criminal summoning. T-Mobile's engaged in, this is the venue where they're outside of REA money transfer. The venue where the minion that's running for office, unfit, by the way, I've already mentioned this, Valencia, ongoing molestation at that venue where this Valencia character, this is a minion. All those minions are there working for this person by the name of Valencia, who is engaged in criminal monitoring. Their literal office is a facilitating venue where criminal monitoring is underway, and they are trying to run for office. This is where they are engaging in arranging their vehicles. Criminal monitoring is underway right now outside of the doors of that office, where a minion is engaging in trying to run for that government office. And I documented that before. The fake sun over me. I'm subject to the criminal pattern of conduct, demonic activity in Valencia. A pattern of conduct remains underway at the office of Valencia. So I want to document that. The entity is parked outside of what is REA money transfer. The people of the state engaging in what is criminal summoning with the Ontario police. License plate 8SHY370. Let's see, 48947U2. This is federal prison. They document the people. The Ontario Police engaging in surveillance via criminal summoning. 8, and this is also harassment. They're hostile. While I showed the face of this demon of the Ontario Police, all of them group stalking under the fake sun, and you see it's the fake sun while it's there at 10:23 in the morning, and it's still there at 6:10 p.m. in the same place. 7 KFS 414, 8 NWW 967. These are demons as well. And this is a very easy way to end up in federal prison. This is what group stalking is, and this is how you address it. 57498J2, 6MQT93L, 7DKR471. This is massive surveillance by an entity, criminal summoning, where you're talking about what's supposed to be some purpose for their presence. The purpose is criminal monitoring. It's ongoing surveillance. And also a bunch of demons who are hostile because I'm exposing it. All right, so you're talking about what is a method of engaging what is stalking in your face, using your police vehicles or putting up yellow tape, as I've documented. 8YMY661, 8YWG735, while the entity is engaged in ongoing stalking by helicopter as they are on every night, every single night, every day. License 8SFS097. While the entity is engaging in what is directed light conduct, showing what is actually demons engaging in criminal monitoring, while they center themselves around what's supposedly their focus, some sort of for example, traffic scene where the pattern of conduct remains underway. A bunch of demons mowing the lawn under the fake sun and directed light, a bunch of demons in positions that they have no business in, facilitating criminal conduct with the likes of 08994B1, 9BMZ, 926. Third parties. This is criminal summoning. CA89G39, the entity at the intersection of Holt and Euclid. This is massive facilitation at the center of the intersection where all of the people of the state that are pacing around, and the Ontario International Airport that also ushers planes, and the Ontario Police Department is also stalking by helicopter. License, this is what state surveillance is, 8DSK333. License plates, 8MCL740. This is federal prison because they're all monitoring. They're all group stalking together. 8SHY37L, 6UCR467, 5UIR220, 8VCW476, 9ANU547, 8DSK333, 8DIB887, 6N64209. That's somebody driving like some sort of commercial vehicle. 5XQN578. License 8WAX953, 7NEL964. And it's currently, by the way, 8:45 p.m. I just captured video of what are my shadows that are multiple shadows on the wall. And I want to be clear, they're not doing anything other than criminal monitoring. These are demons that show an ongoing determination to do so. All right, and so you're talking about what is federal prison. I want to make sure I get these license plates. 5KJC937. They're standing in the middle of the intersection. I have multiple shadows over here as well. Ontario Police license plate 1532798. Vehicle number 1887. License plate, third party engaged in criminal summoning with them, 10893P2, 88611T2, 7TFK054. The Ontario Fire Department is monitoring with the Ontario Police Department as well. They're at 425 East B Street. That entire fire department, every single last one, engaged in criminal summoning. It is a headquarters of criminal conduct. And they also use their vehicles to engage in criminal summoning, which they also did today as well. A049814. That's a large truck. It is currently 8:46 p.m. License 39664U2, 8ZGZ969, 8LYE901, 7KYP540, criminal summoning. All right, I'm taking pictures of my shadows that's on the wall, multiple shadows on the sidewalk. My shadow's also in front of me. The fake moon is directly over me, nearest the property now of the museum. The entity that are the demon-possessed Ontario Police are using their vehicles as light activity surrounding. This is what demons do, stalk in the path with flashing light. All right, and doing so while they're surrounding what's supposed to be a traffic scene. All right, the traffic signal is knocked down, and that's calling for their presence. It's demonic conduct. It's the same pattern of conduct. Alrighty, and it is currently 8:48 a.m. Excuse me, 8:48 p.m. Are we still able to cross the street over here?
Live wires. Please take care of them, ma'am. Okay, there's live wires.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Are you still able to cross the street over here?
I want you to get injured, okay? Can you please go around them so you don't get injured?
Over here? Oh, you're the same one I saw yesterday, right? Yeah, she's over here stalking again. That's impunity. She's going to federal prison, like I said. This is the same one knocking down the traffic signal. Is no form for the same demonic system. This is the same minion I'm capturing after 7 p.m. yesterday. She's group stalking with Caltrans. She's group stalking in directed light. and doing so while they have a knockdown traffic signal. This is the pattern of conduct. Okay, I want to make sure that I get this license plate. This is Caltrans. Caltrans' license plate 1540150. Caltrans is monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. And this is the, again, she's the female that I'm capturing in 2 videos. I broke it up into part 1 and part 2. She's over here group stalking with Caltrans. This is light activity, relevant positioning. The Ontario Police Department stalking by helicopter. It's the same exact P.O.C. The same exact one. License, she's going to federal prison. She's going for a long time, okay? CD39B42. All right, these demons engage in the pattern of conduct. They engage in more and more, especially as I document them. You're talking about what is being surrounded with evidence. So now they're already surrounded with evidence. I'm talking about while they're going to, this is the legal argument before it even hits federal court. It's a slam dunk case. They're going to federal prison and they're not getting out. License 1516961. This is the same Ontario police engaging in multiple acts of kidnapping, making up warrants referencing cases that do not exist on the record. That's why they engaged in kidnapping me and then tried to force me to subject myself to an additional arraignment. They did that multiple times. They are not engaging in anything other than what is ongoing criminal monitoring. The sidewalk's not over here, but what's your name?
It's Officer Jones.
Officer Jones? What's your badge number?
I'm not even stopping you. You don't need that.
No, that's public information. I do need it. You're a stalker. I need it. Oh, Jones, you're running away? You want to be a stalker and run away? What a coward. I'm still going to find you. Jones is driving a vehicle 1516961. And he's refusing. That's a federal charge, all right? And the minion that is captured on video, she is identified, and this is the Ontario Police Department engaging in what is refusing to provide publicly available identifying information, while he's also engaging in criminal conduct against one whom he also knows is documenting it, while he's facilitating criminal activity amongst the people of the state. I'm showing you what are multiple shadows on the ground that has nothing to do with what's supposed to be an accident scene. These are demons. And Caltrans, which is a state actor, is engaging in it as well. Operation of their communication device, light activity by all of their vehicles in relevant position. This is P.O.C. It is currently 8:51 p.m. Alrighty, I want to document the people of the state that are group stalking with them, with Caltrans, 7XAJ078, sitting in the middle of the intersection. There is no place where cars sit in the middle of the intersection. They're sitting in the middle of the intersection because that's where I'm at the crosswalk, using my camera, showing you the demon that is affiliated with Caltrans, 7PEJ790. They're sitting in the middle of the intersection because I'm in use of my phone, group stalking with the police. All right, license 05317X2, 71821C3, license 8SKF050. License 6TQN468, 10893P2, 6NPV984, 8WQF925. And again, the Ontario Police, this Latino male who's captured on video stalking just the other day on video under the fake sun at that same parking garage. He was there with Guerrero and Medina, AGGN071. This same man, he's sitting in the vehicle. I clearly identified his name and badge number. He's sitting in the car. The fake sun is glaring over my head while I'm standing in front of his car. An impossibility, evidence of the fact that he's a demon. And these demons, 8CSV720, they engage in more hovering stalking activity to their own demise and to the demise of the people, 7CFP491, while I have documented it. That's why you have the same exact officers, by the way. They engage in this pattern. They're literally engaged in both traditional stalking, but it is group stalking. This is a group stalking system. But those officers that I identify, they engage in heavy-duty stalking while they engage in different methods of the same stalking system. That's why you have this little fat midget over here. This is the fat female who refused to give me her badge number while she was stalking me at the museum. She's still stalking me at the museum while I'm en route there. This little accident scene, and I put that in air quotes, in the middle of the intersection causes for all of the elements of monitoring. And not only that, you still have what are the multiple shadows on the ground. Guess what they're doing? It's group stalking, monitoring, demonic activity. 1614297, vehicle 1042. That's Ontario Police crossing path, group stalking. License plate. Oh, I can go back the other way, actually. 8LPV364. W697GO. This is surveillance, and this is what the Ontario Police Department is doing using their vehicles. And how are they doing it? They're creating a scene. This is what criminal summoning is, something that's on the surface calling for their presence. And this is what AMR engages in.
while they're stalking. It's the most disgusting use of these positions by these demons, and this is what public corruption looks like. This is how it operates. They are engaging in this, which is surveillance around me at the museum. The entity, what's the other iteration of it? Flying over my head repeatedly by helicopter. 7VAX 896, 5RTN 895. And they're going to federal prison. All these license plates I'm reading, federal prison, okay? I'm just documenting as many as I can. 7NHG 627, 7WNR 202, 8WIH 759, 8MIN 508. This is the entity that engages in physically attacking with the police, that's stalking by helicopter, threatening your life, monitoring you together. License 77867K3. 9G04321, that's Paramount Logistics Molesting with Light, US.2467527, MC852992, California 449152. That's a sex offender. It's also a demon, and they're engaged in criminal monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. 40568S2, 8MIN 508. And this is the criminal activity that's being facilitated by the police. 6UHW559, 40568S2. Two shadows on the back of that demon's truck. 7FTC 409, 8RFG 535. They're all demons. License 7KER 390. All right, this is the conduct of the demon possessed, and this is why I'm stating this is how you're going to necessarily deal with Satan. This is akin to what is a cockroach issue. You have many. The demon possessed are many. The level of corruption is great. The ongoing determination to threaten the life of an American citizen, keep them under surveillance. All right, it's going to end, but what are they demonstrating? How much they deserve, how much they need to be in what are mental institutions. These are closeted psychopaths. Obsessed stalkers are the people of the state, are the demon possessed. License CC70K11 paper, 7YMY377, and these Ontario Police Department, this Ontario Police Department, these officers, who I have both of them, those two that I encountered, both of them on video that I just documented the other day. And they know that because I published that video again today, comparing it for you to juxtapose with what I captured this morning over the same parking garage over my head at 10:23 in the morning. No, that's not the sun. They know exactly what I'm publishing on the internet, and that's why they're out here stalking me with Amazon Prime and then with Caltrans over here. That they know exactly what I published today, what I republished today. It's exposing them. This is Satan. That's what they're doing. They're going to federal prison. 7HHG 969, and they're not getting out. Because the more they do that, you're understanding the threat that they are. These are psychopaths. All right, and they engage in ongoing efforts to kidnap. You're not doing first of all, you're not doing anything other than stalking when you're shown to be stalking with helicopter. This is already established. You are stalking with helicopter day and night. No, you're not doing anything other than stalking. You're only fooling yourself while you're showing what is your methods of stalking. That's what you're doing. Secondly, you have engaged in an ongoing pattern of kidnapping, making up warrants, saying that there's a warrant for my arrest because it came out of your mouth and you thought that was going to be the end of it. They made it up. And they did that on multiple occasions. A pattern of kidnapping. So let me be clear. It is also very clear you're not doing anything other than stalking. That's why you engage in an ongoing pattern of kidnapping. That's why. You're not doing anything other than stalking. That never changes. Never. When they're monitoring with the people of the state, calling it a traffic stop, that doesn't change. These are the demons who are stalking and molesting with directed light. No legitimacy whatsoever. Satan is literally surrounded. Every tactic of Satan is revealed, and they are still obsessively stalking in plain sight. That's why they go to federal prison. That's why you disband that agency. This is ongoing desperation. It's absolutely pathetic. Night Transportation, that's Swift Night Transportation Holdings Incorporated, monitoring with the Ontario Police, 6D20701. They have been stalking the entire time since I exited the Ovid Family Community Library at 4 p.m. What you just heard right now, whoop, they've been doing that all day, sounding sirens all day while I've been sitting on the side. And then I'm walking out here and you've got a scene at the traffic intersection right across from the museum where I'm at. They're stalking. 8ROB359, 6NCM733, and Caltrans is a state actor. They're engaged. That's the state of California. That's also the California Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, stalking. Okay, this is the entity that's engaging in. These are facilities. Excuse me. These are facilitating venues of the state. Caltrans is a state actor engaging in monitoring right now. That's what Caltrans represents. That beeping vehicle, that's a demon creating noise and engineered light. The entity is flying over by helicopter over this street, which is already documented. You already know what they're doing. You already know. That's what Caltrans is engaged in. 6WHH092, and I captured that demon in images. License 70PY228, 8XQY200, 7F36659, 6AVH562. 6D20701. That's Caltrans engaging in terrorism. It's audible activity in relevant position. The police are standing around monitoring with communication devices. This is demonic activity that these demons are participating in together. This is satanic. This is ritualistic conduct. Demons engaging in demonic activity using Caltrans utility vehicle, using police vehicles. All right? This is satanic conduct. License 6 ROB 359. I think I read that one already. 7 ZFV 215. 6 BQF 223, I believe. Can't really see that one. 6 ZMK 132. 8 DAA 155. MAD MX 98. Caltrans is revealing nothing than the ongoing corruption that's embedded into society. Every aspect of the state is corrupt, using their using their vehicles, using instruments of the state to engage in ongoing elements of monitoring, light activity. A demon using a utility truck with Caltrans on it, 6KSN 813, 86207E3, summoned by what are the demon-possessed police who are engaged in monitoring, 7XIN 205, 7TZT 066, with children in the vehicle, sex offender, criminal monitoring and terrorism, 8WZN 951, federal prison. All right, and you're talking about removing from custody those children while they're placing them in this sort of, this is terrorism. Dietz Towing, 94260D3. That company's not going to exist either. That's a sex offender. Monitoring with the Ontario Police again, 6RBL110. Dietz Towing has been doing that for years. License plate, 7F36659. 8TKB053. This is how much the Ontario Police are consumed with stalking me, creating any sort of scene in the same way that they create warrants. All right, they create allegations. They just make them up in order to kidnap while they're stalking me because I'm documenting, I'm prosecuting it. This is how obvious. This is how obviously obsessed they are because that obsession is already revealed and exposed. You're stalking with helicopters. ADWP 453, federal prison. Operation for communication device while she's stalking me in plain sight. The entity is engaging in what is an ongoing obsession. You want to sit around by me being a bunch of demons flashing light. They need to sit in mental institutions. They can flash all the light they want. That's what's going to happen. They could sit around in a mental ward in a straitjacket and flash all the light they want. 6RBL110, 7F36659, 8XQY200, 7EPY228. License L294UO, 8JBU004. 7NNH367. These are the same exact demons, okay? The same demonic entity molesting me while I'm on a public transportation. They are stalking right now with the police. 4MEN767, 5VCA779. While they're doing it with the police who want to be visibly present to engage in surveillance in my face because they're hostile demons who are defeated, who are known to be obsessed stalkers, and you're mad because I've exposed that, I documented it, because you lose, they're going to federal prison. All right, 7JPV 283, I believe. I can't really see that one. And that's how bad they want to stalk me. They want to be near where I'm at the museum where they know I'm at. 8TLT 887. That's why they're stalking by helicopter day and night and creating a scene, knocking over a light, the signal. This is supposed to call for their presence as though it's anything different. You're not doing anything other than the same exact stalking conduct. Understand how group stalking works. It's pathetic. It is entirely pathetic. They are obsessively stalking me. License 7MDG 829, 8BDK 768, 5NBR 616, 8RFZ 897, 7XMT 248, 8VEN 899, 8YHG 484. Let me see, 8MSX 095. While the people of the state, these demons are engaging in the legwork, group stalking and patrolling all around me with these demons that are the police. Using a scene. The method is criminal summoning, and they're sitting over here stalking with the police. 8FMN 908. That's why they're going to federal prison. This is the very system. That's why the people of the state go to federal prison. That's how you break that system down. You want to go to federal prison. You want to stalk with the police. You want to go to federal prison because they're going to federal prison. License. By they, I mean the police. 8YWG 341. 8XYK 106. That's exactly the entirety of the system. They're engaging in the bidding of Satan. They're monitoring with the police. The police have set up the scene, and they're demon after demon after demon after demon. This is demonic activity, and it's criminal monitoring. This is terrorism that the ordinary target individual is subject to. They don't even know that they're subject to monitoring, but they know a bunch of demons are engaging in very weird conduct with light. Their shadows are surrounding them. You have people that are touching them with weird light activity, which they don't have any vocabulary to even communicate what that is. And without evidence, you are written off as being some sort of paranoid schizophrenic, some sort of hallucinations that you're suffering. It's born out of the pit of hell. It really is. It's AGYG 650. And because of that level of malice, they are going to mental institutions. That's a psychopath. 8JIM 416. They are going to federal prison. 7YEZ 665. This is impunity. This is impunity. Impunity equals federal prison. 8XJA 890. 8XYZ 992. 7NMA 204. And this same exact officer, she didn't want to give me her name, but I read it. She didn't want to read it. You hear me? I'm speaking to her. It's published on my website. She is so going to federal prison. She is not getting out. I mean that. 8FMN 908, she's going to federal prison too, because you need to understand they are one and the same. This is vicarious conduct, and that minion who's captured on video is stalking me yet again on another day. Satan doesn't learn its lesson while you were prosecuting. They're in no way deterred by the fact that you are enforcing your constitutional rights. Federal law mandates federal prison. It's a mandate. All right, so demons such as 8FMN 908 should be aware of the fact that they will sit in federal prison for a very long time while they want to engage in criminal surveillance and stalking and terrorism with a corrupt police department, because that's the system of group stalking. 8YMZ 874, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shadows while this demon is group stalking. This is the old Latino male. It is currently 9:05 p.m. You better hope the light turns green, because I'm about to get your image. All right, showing you what is directed light while they're stalking with the police. 7SCZ 838, 8R25108. This is the same entity again while they're monitoring. The entity flying in circles by helicopter, and they act oblivious, like nobody notices. The entity engaging what is stalking with the police are creating a scene using their police vehicles in what is an absolutely abnormal environment. Multiple shadows. Headlights do not create multiple shadows. An ordinary street lamp does not create multiple shadows. It doesn't cause your shadow to be over your head. It doesn't cause your shadow to be elongated or onto the opposite side of the street. It doesn't give you 6 pairs of legs. All right, this is engineered light. These are demons. 0823 OH2. And demons, again, Caltrans, that's a demon operating a Caltrans vehicle. That represents the state of California, by the way. There is no exception with regard to what I'm revealing to you, which is demonic activity. The minions that are of Satan. 8FMN 908. 8YMZ 874 and 7SCZ 838 are now crossing path. 8R25108, stalking at traffic lights. 6YBP 296, 8BETO 76. You're able to engage in stalking everywhere. This criminal monitoring system is underway everywhere, including while they place directed light, meaning the demonic environment, is in a bathroom where these sex offenders are stalking in the private space as well. On behalf of the sex offenders that are law enforcement. Demons in positions that they have no business in. 4MOC 174. And now the Ontario International Airport is hovering over 150 East Holt, where I am located. Where they're hovering over 280 North Lemon Apartments, that's where they're stalking. Now they're over here stalking with the police who are stalking. The entire environment and the entire entity following as I move. Okay? 8UUM 784. License 28119 handicap 9 BMW 222 60282Z2 4VYY 804 8LZB 990. Eight UVH 212 6 TFV 669 5 BPL 706. And it's 9:08 p.m. Let's see, that's a minion that's stalking. It's audible activity creation. 63145C1. That is showing you what is the focus of a bunch of demons. You already know the focus based on the environment. Okay, you're not basing that analysis on what is the conduct of a psychopath that's engaging in a malicious system. But while they engage in this malicious system, you pay attention to the details. That's a stalker that's paying close attention to me. 63145C1. We don't have anything to talk about. I didn't drop anything on the ground. You're supposedly at a red light. Why are you focused on me? Okay, I just want to point that out to you. These demons engage in looking to the left and right while they're perplexed while you're documenting them, stalking you. 8VQC244. 3252161, 4WGR278, and that is not the persuasive act of any innocent actor. That is the malicious conduct of a psychopath who is stalking and who is also literally just disregarding the ongoing evidence of that. That's what psychopaths do. 8WGM066, but no federal court's going to disregard that evidence, and you're also going to pay very close attention to that conduct. 8KEX993, 7VYM293, because they're going to result in what is going into mental court. You're understanding what is the actual definition, what's actually going on with, contrary to what you're told about mental health. Let me be clear, this is facilitated. This is facilitation of a system when you're talking about what mental health is. And you're talking about those who suffer from mental illness. It's designed to facilitate this very system. This is mental illness. And not mental illness based on what is an inability to know what's wrong. Not that definition. This is psychotic criminal conduct, malice, that level of crazy. That level of crazy, that's a threat to the public. That's what the Ontario Police Department are, while they're obsessively stalking me. Obsessively stalking. 9A UN540, 5EMY707, 7RXJ038. All of them are sex offenders molesting me. They're predators at a traffic light in order to touch on me. In the same way that the Ontario police are at this intersection in order to maintain surveillance around me. They want to do so in some sort of manner where they can do it obviously and out in the open. That's what these stalkers want to do. So how do you do that? You create a scene whereby they are seemingly focused on something else, such as an accident, where they are stalking, they are demons creating light activity, maintaining prolonged presence. It's criminal surveillance. And you are also paying attention to what is already documented. And there is no reasonable argument that anything other than that is underway while they're engaging in what is criminal summoning. And that is the entity that's documented stalking me day and night by helicopter. The entity engaging in repeated acts of kidnapping. All right, the entity engaging in ongoing stalking and harassment and criminal summoning with the people of the state, who also lie while they're stalking and monitoring with the same police departments. 6WVH096. Criminal summoning is very serious criminal conduct. All right, and Officer Jones is catching an additional federal charge. The entire entity will absorb that while he refuses to provide his badge number while he's stalking and threatening my life. Wants to engage in stalking me in my face. That's what these demons are actually doing, and they're threatening the wrong person. They're going to federal prison. Jones and the minions that I captured on video, those officers, they're not getting out. Okay, they're not just going to federal prison, they're not getting out. That's what you need to understand, and that's what's absolutely necessary. 7UCT292. And the people of the state, they're going to federal prison too. 8X07700. License 6GMP725. 5WPL992. 12774G3. So that's wrong. 08151K2. And it is currently 9:12 p.m. I'm documenting the sex offender at the same time as I'm documenting, because they're all engaged in a molestation. All right, well, this is the psychopath. This is what Satan is doing, and Satan's doing it amongst the people. Satan wants to pace all around, surround me. Think of like the Tasmanian devil doing circles all around you. This is what Satan wants to do in that engineered light. Satan is a psychopath, a demented one. Satan is doing it, breaking up amongst the people who are pacing all around me in directed light, touching all over me with that light. 8VNT800. All right, and that's the sex offender that I'm at the same time documenting, because that's what's ongoing. They're all pacing all around me. This is terrorism, very demented. 24493S2. This is not traffic. This is demonic pacing, while they are engaging in what is molesting my person, a sex offense by a demon. 8NDW191, 8YPPO27, 8YWV535, 7T, hold on, 7PYA471, 5RHR190, 7GMG798, 8XWF970, AC41N90, paper, 8KME946, 8WIH047. And as surely as I am reading these license plates, as surely as I am documenting the ongoing obsessive stalking by a police agency who knows its fate already, as surely as I am documenting an ongoing demon-possessed entity engaging in ongoing sexual violence while they are demons and insisting on touching me while they are stalking obsessively with that corrupt police department. 4673. I can't really see that whole license plate. As surely as fully, as you hear me documenting this, these are the people of the state who are going to federal prison, 7UKH 890. And this is necessarily the case, and the entity is engaging in conduct with knowledge of the fact that that's going to be the result, because that's where they're going. K349EO. It does not matter how many you are documenting with regard to, oh no, we can't. That's not even reasonable. The entity is threatening your life by the masses, and you're going to document as many as you can. And they are engaging in what is criminal summoning. That is by default federal prison, by default. License 8SGY250. But the system of group stalking, you are stalking on behalf of the law enforcement. That's what group stalking is. It's vicarious presence. The police that don't want you to know that they're placing you under surveillance are doing it by the people who are always present. 8RVA104, unlawful operation of their communication device, group stalking, crossing path. 7KXJ467. License 8PKP113. 8K83240, 8JRP328. License 7JBE120, and this is the ongoing demonic pacing, psychopaths. 7PPJ592, who listen to me read their license plates. 7TXN987, 8VMS808. In the same way that they listen to me pull my panties down in the bathroom, they listen to me provide analysis and engage in real-time reactions, which you hear, which is in the form of super loud activity that's suddenly heard while you hear exactly what I'm saying, making a pivotal point. They're listening to everything. 5BRF350. 8WJH785. They're listening to me sleep. They're listening to my digestive tract as I eat something. All right. They are listening to as I reach into my pocket and move my finger around. These are demons. These are psychopaths. They want to go to federal prison. That's where they're going. That's where they're going. That level of stalking someone is absolutely unlawful. 5CWA308, and it shall not be permitted. It shall in no way exist, absent what is that necessary result, which is federal prison, which the Ontario Police Department are in no way escaping. The Ontario International Airport, you're talking about dealing with that venue with regard to breaking down the system of terrorism. As they engage in what is stalking right here. This is what you saw on video at the 280 North Lemon Apartments. As I walk south, the Ontario International Airport ushering planes to keep in that position in front of me, stalking. That is the Ontario Police Department who I captured on video. They're stalking with the Ontario International Airport. All right, using commercial airline planes. That's what the system of group stalking is. You got a minion over here. Is this the same white male? He's going over to the opposite side. He's crossing path in directed light. This is surveillance by the Ontario Police vicariously, while they're maintaining presence at the intersection. This demon is tracking my steps, walking in alignment with me as I'm walking onto the grounds of the museum, while the Ontario International Airport flies over my head by airplane, and the demons that are the people of the state who I just recited their license plates are pacing around via traffic in relevant position, and the demon-possessed Ontario Police are maintaining light activity. That's the entirety of that system. All right, and this Caucasian male who's group stalking at the museum, I believe this is the same one captured on more than one occasion. That's impunity as I'm isolating just one particular actor. That's exactly what the Ontario Police says. I'm capturing the same officers. They're already going to federal prison and you're going for a long time. You're seeing what is their attitude towards your constitutional rights. Oh, you're still stalking. I even captured your images and identified you by badge and you're still stalking. That's what you are referencing. That's what you are remaining cognizant of when you're analyzing that threat of a demon that's in that position that's stalking. And they're not just stalking, they're facilitating everybody else around you who was stalking and monitoring together. That's that ongoing terrorism by a bunch of demons who know that they're being documented. All right, this is stalking with a personal agenda as I document and identify these demons of the Ontario Police Department. That's why those same exact officers arrive group stalking with Amazon Prime on B Street, group stalking with the people of the state with Caltrans on Euclid and Holt. All right, the minion that's group stalking, that female that's group stalking, they know exactly where I'm sleeping. They're engaging in the same exact threat. The entity is stalking by helicopter. Okay, you do not have a short memory, you maintain a long memory. The facts are all connected. You are understanding what is the malice of criminal summoning. All right, you're talking about what is no legitimacy of an entity. This is the very, very malicious act of an entire system, and you are seeing how they engage in the same exact stalking conduct, and these are demons that are determined to communicate a threat. All right, you want to stalk so bad so you'll create a scene whereby you can sit around with your vehicle lights on and maintain presence right in the targeted individual's face. And what's the argument? What's the basis? Oh, you know, what are you talking about? We're over here. We've got a whole traffic signal that's on the ground. What are you talking about? Nobody's even focused on you. We didn't even stop you. We're not even talking to you. What are you talking about? Okay, the same perplexed look of this demon that's stalking me with the Ontario International Airport, following me around from place to place with their planes.
remaining on a specific side of my person in a specific environment, the demonic environment, whether you're engaging in demonic conduct, stalking. That's demonic. That's the conduct of demons in that demonic environment. It's demonic activity that the Ontario International Airport is engaging in and is facilitating. That's the prosecution of an entire airport. All right, you're talking about what is getting into the nitty-gritty of that airport and people going to federal prison for that. As I'm documenting it where I'm at, this is speaking to what is time in federal prison for those at the Ontario International Airport. That's exactly what that is. But anyway, this is revealing that system, and that's the way that it works, and it's very, very clear. All right, there's no ambiguity. There's no lack of any. I've connected the dots. In other words, that's what I'm stating. I've connected the dots and showing you exactly what they're doing. So so while you see the big picture, it's the P.O.C. You clearly see the P.O.C. They're stalking and they're clearly revealed as stalking. Now you're looking back at their tactics of stalking. You're also taking a step back and looking at their mind state while they engage in this stalking. They know exactly what I published on the internet today, what I republished on the internet, while I continue to show that you're a demon. And I'm going to use that against you to prosecute you for terrorism. And then you want to continue engage in stalking while you're a hostile demon terrorizing and stalking with knowledge of the fact that you're documented. You know it. That's a psychopath. That's a psychopath that is already done with law enforcement. You're already going to federal prison. You're talking about serious time in federal prison, not getting out. You remove those threats from society altogether. You remove them. All right? You remove them. You place them into straitjackets. That's where such psychopaths belong. That level of malicious conduct, that's where they belong. Psychopaths, these are ticking time bombs. Ticking time bombs. Okay? It is currently 9:21 p.m. and that elaborate iteration of the same exact stalking system. Actually, it's not even that elaborate. It was another iteration of criminal summoning. They knocked down a whole traffic signal. But then again, they've created a whole fake case trying to kidnap me on more than one occasion. This entity goes to far extents. They're using entire helicopters following me around the city. Okay? So it is not a lot that they're engaging in what is knocking over a traffic signal to continue stalking me. You're gassing up helicopters day and night to stalk me. Okay? Making up information, talking about you got a warrant. Making it up. Making it up. And why do you engage in stuff like that? Because you're convinced you're going to get away with it. That's why they did that. And then they did it again. And then they did it again. Okay? And then they did it again. They're going to federal prison. And this is years of that. The Ontario Police Department, as I've stated, they shall cease to exist. What you need to understand is, what I am speaking to, what I'm advocating, is that no company, no person has the right to create any company, or no entity, no organization has the right to exist for the criminal purposes of group stalking, which is the criminal conduct on behalf of the state. As I'm documenting Amazon Prime, as I'm documenting Union Pacific, as I'm documenting the entity that is group stalking by these companies such as Night Swift Transportation, they're engaging in this criminal activity together, and it is facilitated by the police who are standing there. And then literally you got demon after demon in their own vehicles, in commercial vehicles, in these commercial buildings where they're in their apartments in relevant position. Emporia Lofts are monitoring. Metro 102 apartments are monitoring. As I documented that demon, he's sitting in the parking lot in his car, monitoring on his communication device, engaged in the same exact system. An ongoing system that's a threat to your life, every single last one of them. A whole bunch of demons engaging in ritualistic conduct. This is an unlawful threat to your life. Federal prison is the least that the entity is subject to. Okay, so this is currently 9:23 p.m. and this is leaving from the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. I remained on the side where the Ontario International Airport, as I capture on video, we're engaged in ongoing repetitious use of planes, which I've been capturing for years. The Ontario International Airport, you're talking about what is an airport that needs to cease to exist, and that's a matter of what is documentation, showing you what is the absolute corruption that's underway, criminal surveillance, demonic activity. It's very threatening. It's very, very dangerous, by the way. You have demons operating commercial airline planes, exercising what is control over the safety and lives of those that are getting on those planes. These demons are stalking me in commercial airline planes. Pilots, you're getting on a plane to stalk somebody. You're getting on inside of a helicopter. I said getting on a plane, excuse me. You're getting in an airplane and you're stalking somebody. You're getting in a helicopter and you're stalking somebody. You're knocking down traffic signals. You're stalking somebody. You're not doing anything other than that. This is every iteration of the same pattern of conduct. The people of the state clearly have no regard for their having any sense of maintaining their freedom. They clearly are not only in disregard of another's constitutional human rights, they clearly are so obsessed that they need to go to federal prison. They are listening to what the results shall be. They are still engaged in that ongoing obsessive stalking. There is no legal argument. They're already surrounded with evidence. Group stalking has been established. It's been established. It's been established. You are looking at what is the evidence substantiating the very prescription that I have provided. That's why. Federal prison. That's where Satan belongs. Federal prison. That's where Satan belongs in mental institutions, specifically catering to what are the psychopaths that are the demon possessed. You're talking about what is that specific condition. This is a threat to the public, as I'm documenting thousands stalking me all together. Okay, terrorism that American citizens are subject to across this country, where they are not armed with the law that I intend to enforce against this entity in order to literally provide for what is any American citizen. You don't have to be an attorney. You don't have to have some legal background in order to enforce your rights. I've made it such that, and I intend it in order to be that any person can enforce your rights, because the entity itself has every intent to obstruct justice. You're not going to get justice by the demons in the court. It's corrupt all the way up to the Supreme Court. I documented this. It's not a coincidence. It's the system. It is inherently designed to obstruct justice. All right, and this is revealing what's necessary. It's good. It's providence that the Supreme Court showed its true colors, that the appeals court showed its true colors, because it needs to be known that you are not, this is in no way capable of being handled at any state level. The entirety of the entity, every level of government, corrupt. Okay, and this is also reasonably the case when you're talking about this level of criminal conduct amongst the people and law enforcement agencies. You are not going to expose an American citizen and keep them at the mercy of some very likely corrupt system in the court system. You can't do that. The federal government has to step in. You have to step in. All right, the federal law needs to address specifically the system of group stalking. It is absolutely necessary. It is the only way to what is fully appreciate what is the threat that is federal group stalking and monitoring, ordinarily referred to as gang stalking, group stalking. It's state surveillance and terrorism. All right, it's currently 9:26 p.m. and this is showing again the ongoing obsessive stalking by the people of the state, by the demon-possessed police officers, even those who I just captured on video. So you can reference the video that I captured. It is right next to my video that I captured this morning at 10:23 a.m. at the fake church that is Lavos Church in Ontario. It's on Euclid Avenue. It's on the opposite side of the Open Family Community Library. And the video right next to that video captured at 10:23 showing you what is the fake sun over my head, facing the same parking garage where I stand at that parking garage after 6 p.m. And these same officers are group stalking that I'm capturing, stalking me today still. But this is what they're doing. Like I said, while I'm documenting that, this is what they're doing every day. That's the Ontario police following me around the city by a helicopter. But while I capture that evidence, that's evidence as to you're not getting out of federal prison. That's what just happened right now. You're not getting out. Oh, you're going, and you're not getting out. Okay, so it's currently 9:27 p.m. This is P.O.C. This is Ontario Police. I want to show you leaving a vehicle here present with lights. You have what is a third party that was accessing the vehicle in a Leon jacket running to the opposite side of the car. This is P.O.C. This is the same demon I documented under the fake sun. He's monitoring with Amazon Prime. All right, he's already captured on video under the fake sun. He's engaged in demonic activity. That's federal prison. That's more time, Satan. That's more time. That's what you just got right now. That's impunity. And he's monitoring with the company Amazon Prime, group stalking, facilitation. That's federal prison. Removing those companies from existence. These are the ones stalking by helicopter with the people of the state. That's federal prison. He's captured just the other day at 6:10 p.m. under the fake sun. 16143561047. All right, that is impunity right there. Monitoring with the Ontario Police, 7HMM185. Pacing, demons that are pacing, because this is demonic and it's criminal monitoring. 8KPU641, monitoring with the Ontario Police. That's federal prison. Amazon Prime is monitoring with the Ontario Police. I read their license plate on my podcast. All right, and I want to show you this. This is one shadow. This is two shadows reaching all the way over to the wall.
This is Engineer Light. These demons are touching me with light. It's a sex offense by that officer who was already identified. Amazon Prime is a sex offender. This is the environment. The fake moon is over my head. This is the intersection of B Street and Lemon. Amazon Prime stalking with planes, stalking with their demon-possessed employees, and demonstrating impunity while they know that they're being documented. This is the entity engaging in that criminal system and looking to the left or the right and the right while that demon is being documented on video. That's why I speak to Satan in that way. Satan gets no respect from me. All right, Satan is fearful of me. That's why they're attacking me where I'm sleeping, because they're mad, because they're stalkers, and I'm documenting it. Federal prison, let's see, 7ZTZ433. This is federal prison, UHN 5632 with a Virginia plate. That's federal prison. They're crossing path, and they're doing so in that environment. These are demons stalking in the path. This is a demon. The objective is to aim light. This is also impunity. They know they're being documented. Ongoing obsessive stalking still. 7YJM058. P.O.C. That's P.O.C. Look at my shadows. Side by side. Demons. Those are the demons looking to the left and the right like they're perplexed while I'm documenting and telling her that she needs to get on. That's what she needs to be, stalking a treadmill instead of stalking me. And they're going to federal prison. Companies like Amazon Prime shall cease to exist. They are not too big to remove from society. They're engaging in terrorism with the police department. This is P.O.C. Those are license plates. Those third parties, that's federal prison. And that officer engaging in, that's what the police department altogether is doing. Stalking day and night, and you know you're being documented. That's conduct that results in a mental institution. All right? But I want to be clear, that's called impunity. It's 8:34 p.m. This is P.O.C. This is the entity. Ontario Police is stalking by helicopter, and the Ontario International Airport flies over me by airplane at the same time. Caltrans remains monitoring with the Ontario Police in the middle of the vehicle, with the police vehicle in the middle of the intersection, and they're doing so while I'm uploading images to my Google Drive. They're monitoring. And that's the police department by helicopter, the airport by commercial airline plane, while they're monitoring on the internet while I am in real-time uploading. Engaged in real-time conduct, uploading 61 images to my Google Drive right now. That's what the Ontario Airport was doing as I documented all those license plates. The people of the state, as I documented them, they're going to federal prison. They're engaged in unlawful conduct, unlawful stalking, unlawful threatening conduct, while the entire entity knows it's being documented as well. It's 10 p.m. This is the Ontario Police returning with helicopter. And that's exactly what that officer and Officer Jones, the female that I already documented on video, that's exactly what they were doing. It's another method of stalking. And since they like stalking so much, they're going to federal prison. It's 10 p.m. This is what Amazon Prime was engaged in, stalking with the Ontario Police. You're going to civilly prosecute and criminally prosecute. They were group stalking at Metro 1 and 2 apartments. I captured that in video. It's 10 p.m. And this is following. They were flying over me at the Ovid Family Community Library, flying over me at the museum. And this is the Ontario Police Department that does not mind, because that's what this conduct, they don't care that they're going to federal prison. They don't care. Flying in circles. This is Satan flying over me in circles. This is sad, because they're going to sit in federal prison, and so are the people of the state. Everybody that I identified. So I just want to be clear, this obsession is because they're demons. This is satanic.
Now I want you to hear on the podcast, they're flying away because I started capturing video right now. That's Satan. Alrighty, I was capturing video.
The Ontario Police, as you heard, right, while I'm in operation of my phone, they're monitoring what I'm doing on the internet. That's what they're doing. It's criminal monitoring. But in addition to that, I want to be clear, the entity is engaging in flying in circles while it knows I'm not aiming a camera on it. So I'm still capturing audible activity of your stalking. Do you understand the level of criminal conduct there? The level of that's just not normal. First of all, it's not normal. You're stalking in a helicopter. You literally got in a helicopter and it was like, I'm going to go fly over Erica right now. That's literally what Satan is doing, what the Ontario Police Department does routinely. I am the focus, literally, of their universe. Satan's fake moon is over me. This is the same venue where I captured the fake sun this morning at 7:33 in the morning. Fake sun over me. Same location, same pattern of stalking in that environment. Demonic activity. You are captured on my podcast, Stalking by Helicopter. And in case you don't know, that is equally powerful evidence of stalking by the police who are going to federal prison as what shall be a federal mandate. You're stalking, you're law enforcement, you're going to federal prison. The Ontario Police, they're going, and what I'm speaking to is evidence supporting that they not be released, okay? You're not just going for a couple months. You're going to sit in federal prison. All right, and third parties that are facilitating, like the Ontario International Airport. Okay, so when the federal government addresses that venue, you're talking about what are those who are in the position to facilitate that conduct that I just captured on video. The Ontario International Airport acting with the same impunity. It's the Ontario Police Department utilizing commercial airline planes as the people of the state are vicariously stalking on behalf of that agency engaged in unlawful surveillance and terrorism. And while I captured this on my podcast, I grabbed my other phone and I was able to get it to record video. And the entity initially flies away. While it's, and what I'm pointing out is because, wait, why are you flying away now? You were flying in circles while I was capturing it on podcast, as though that's less powerful, less damning evidence. You just don't want to be seen. You don't mind being heard stalking, but you don't mind being seen. Excuse me, you don't mind being heard, but you don't want to be seen stalking. And what are you even running away from? I have hundreds of videos of you stalking in the same exact way. They fly away. I mentioned that on my podcast. And again, Satan that is petty, Satan that loses. Either way it goes, you fly away, you're a stalker. You return, you're a stalker. And that's what they did. They flew away as I began capturing video, and they flew back, and they flew in circles over my head. That's a very, very violent, very sharp threat to my life, which I captured again on video. This is the Ontario Police that physically attacked me and destroyed my phone that I was somehow able to get to work and capture that video. All right? They are physically attacking me. They are obsessively stalking me, and they are relentlessly pursuing me in helicopters. Clearly stalking me. There is no ambiguity. There is no confusion as to what they are doing. They're not doing anything but following me in a helicopter. But I want you to remember all the times when I was showing you what are the demon-possessed that engage in a malicious system as though they're doing something else, using a spotlight, a flying irrelevant position to me as though they're stalking me. That's what they've been doing. All right, and this is the same system underway while that demon who was looking perplexed while I put the camera in Satan's face, like she's confused about what I'm revealing her as and what she's doing. That's malice that you're witnessing. Psychopaths who are subject to federal prison and mental institutions. Okay? And while they act with impunity with these corrupt law enforcement agencies, I'm telling you, it's like engaging in an ongoing extermination. You're going to pluck these threats out of society. Pluck them out. You're talking about what is waging a threat to American citizens versus letting these psychopaths on the loose. Those psychopaths which are ticking time bombs. This level of criminal conduct is occurring in plain sight. It's no longer covert. It's no matter of concealed public corruption. Satan is now showing its face very vividly. They're not engaging in what is anything that is yet to be proven or against somebody that doesn't have the evidence to establish that that's in fact what they're doing. Oh, no. They're stalking, and it's established. And so you're witnessing what's a threat to the public while then they show their true identity. So what's the conduct of the entity that's been proven in a way that they thought that they never would be shown to be the stalkers that they are? They engage in more stalking, more obsession, more violence, demonstrating impunity. What do you do with people like that, with a threat like that, with a psychopath on the loose like that, whether it's in the position of law enforcement or some pissant third party in a Honda on the street, equally having no basis, no right under the law to engage in what is stalking you and placing you under surveillance, which is a threat to your life. You put them where they belong in federal prison and in mental institutions. That's where you put them. All right, the Ontario Police returning by helicopter, not going anywhere, flying in circles. And this is captured both on my podcast, that's what you're listening to. I went on my phone and I captured video of it, and you all also can hear it on my podcast. And I want to be clear, it is currently 10:12 p.m. And this is audible activity, so I want you to listen to that. This is P.O.C. And again, the entity starts sounding helicopter. Remember, they're always stalking by helicopter. They're always stalking by helicopter. They were stalking by helicopter when I was sitting in front of that demon going by the name of Pastor Rocha. He's a demon. That is Satan. That is playing church inside of a building that they labeled a church, engaging in demonic activity under the guise of religion, okay? That the Ontario Police are stalking by helicopter when I'm sitting in the church. They are always stalking. It's the method of group stalking. They start sounding helicopter activity. They start communicating a threat. Erica, I'm stalking you now by helicopter at the moment that I begin uploading my images to my Google Drive, because they're monitoring as well. Understand that. It's 10:13 p.m. This is P.O.C. Flying in circles over me. That's what you can hear on the podcast. Now I want you to hear on the podcast, they're flying away because I started capturing video right now. That's Satan. This is the Ontario Police flying in circles directly over my head. This is what you can hear on my podcast. I'm recording it at the same time. This is demonic. This is the Ontario Police that knocked over a traffic signal in order to engage in surveillance in the middle of the intersection. They are group stalking. That's what I documented by license plate. The people of the state that are also still group stalking right now. This is ongoing obsessive stalking conduct. This is the Ontario Police that physically attacked me. This is directed light. You see these columns right here? This is the shadow of those columns reaching across the grass. That's not coming from that spotlight. This is demonic light. That's demonic conduct. This is criminal monitoring. The Ontario Police Department, as I captured in video, flying over me by helicopter at the Ovid Family Community Library. This is literally the evidence of what is going to remove the Ontario Police Department from existence. And every single last one, including those that I documented, Officer Jones refusing to provide his badge number, they're going to sit in federal prison, and you are witnessing why it is necessary as an absolute matter of justice. The federal government is necessary in order to speak to and with regard to the federal policy also that I advocate. Understand they're doing it under the fake moon. This is where the fake sun was today. This is the fake moon over my head, where Satan engages in a pattern of stalking. The entity is engaging in this conduct while I am speaking to what is federal policy in order to place the demon possessed, because that's what this is. This is Satan that has access to a helicopter. Why would you ever, in your right mind, that is, provide this sort of evidence against an entire entity? Because that's what group stalking is. And this entity is only flying off right now because I'm capturing video. As you heard on my podcast, they were flying repeatedly over by circle. Flying over and over in a circle. This is clear stalking conduct. They are sitting, that's Caltrans engaging in clear stalking conduct. Caltrans is a state actor. They're engaged in state surveillance. There is no repair you are engaging in directed light that is anything other than the pattern of conduct. And this is the Ontario Police that is stalking every single day. Caltrans are engaging in demonic conduct, terrorism, creating light activity. That's what Caltrans is doing. And they're doing so with the demon-possessed and entirely corrupt agency, the Ontario Police Department, providing an unprecedented amount of evidence as to what is group stalking in the state of California, what is demonic activity. And this is the direct evidence for every single officer that I documented. They're going to sit in federal prison and they're not getting out. They're not getting out. That's what this evidence is showing. And every third party, when I say they're going to federal prison, I have the evidence to substantiate it, and you are witnessing why it is necessary as a matter of justice. Psychopaths shall not in any way get away with facilitating criminal conduct with a demon-possessed law enforcement agency that is threatening your life on an ongoing basis. This is demonic. This is ritualistic stalking conduct by a demon-possessed population. And the Ontario Police Department literally just engaged in showing you while they are stalking, flying over my head in circles. That's the conduct of Satan. They're doing it in what is the demonic environment. This light activity is absolutely impossible. This is the demonic environment. The shadow of these columns reaching across the grass, this is what I was describing this morning. This is entirely demonic. All right? And the people of the state who I've documented by the thousands, every single last one engaging in what are the methods of stalking and terrorism with the police are subject to federal prison.
All right. And my podcast is still over here documenting, so you will hear it on my podcast as well. The entity flew over, as I stated, the moment that I got up and started capturing video, okay, flies away and then returns as though they're proving some point. You're not proving a point. The point is that you're a stalker and you have no business, and obviously you shouldn't have any interest in being captured in video, but this is showing what are the animals that are the demon possessed. That's why they're going to federal prison and mental institutions. And I am capturing what is necessary, that they not be released. That's what this is evidence supporting, that they not be released. It is currently, by the way, it is June 12th still, it's 2022. And this is P.O.C. Ongoing obsessive stalking, flying over me while I'm uploading my information to the internet. This is obstruction of justice, the intent to terrorize and harass while I gather documentation, which the American citizen is going to do. You're witnessing what are the demons that are the Ontario police, who are fully aware that they're being documented, and doing so while I am in that process, literally on the internet, uploading it onto my phone, engaging in ongoing terrorism. That's what the purpose of that is at this moment, at this time, while I'm engaging in this conduct on the internet. This is P.O.C.